All right, thanks a lot, Cameron. So we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. The reason we've been kind of laser focused on the Ellis County is because that's the storm that has a history of producing tornadoes. But let's get you the roundup and show you everything as far as severe weather goes. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in progress for parts of Barton County, for Ellsworth County, and Russell County until 4:30. And honestly, this is going to be a big hail producer. This is, you remember the photos that Cam showed you earlier? The talk about, tennis ball size hail. That's likely what's happening here as it is going to move across and exit out of Barton County and kind of clip parts of Russell County and then get into western parts of Ellsworth. So anything from Wilson and even along I-70 here, if this holds together, there's the possibility for that very damaging hail as that continues to track to the north. Now let's
Jay,
yeah, go ahead.
We have a new tornado warning for Ellis.
For Ellis. So and I'm assuming it's going to be
reissuance.
It's a reissuance. Okay.
I would assume, so, and it's not popping up yet. But no.
Okay. What's it until?
Let's see. It's until 4:30.
Until 4:30. So we got a new tornado warning coming out.
Radar indicated on said tornado.
Okay. All right. So it's probably what Levi's on.
Yeah.
Levi, let's go back to you for an update from your position.
I'm currently at the same position as I was earlier, 2 miles west of the town of Piper, and currently looking at a large wall cloud at the moment. And right now, it's just pretty much recycling at the moment is what it is looking like from my perspective.
All right. So keep on it. You say it's recycling, so it's getting better organized in terms of from your position.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So Levi's going to be there in case that develops. And honestly, the new tornado warning that's coming out, the box hasn't popped up yet, but I'm going to assume it's basically for what Levi, where he is, and what he's looking at. Let's get you into the other severe thunderstorm warnings. We get into northern parts of Russell County here. This is Waldo, Luray. That's until 4 o'clock. And then that same thunderstorm as it tracks to the north, the Weather Service issuing a severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15. There's that hail core. Notice it's a little bit smaller as it crosses K18, and that's at least quarter size, if not larger. If that weakening trend continues, they'll probably let those warnings go after one cycle. We kind of pan down to the south here. We get into Russell County under severe thunderstorm warning, and this is for rain and hail up to quarters, and then I-70 and down to the south. Again, very heavy rainfall, hail up to quarters, maybe slightly larger than quarters. Earlier we had the very large hail. Let's go back over to the velocity data here. And, yep, if this thing is going to produce a tornado, Levi is right in the sweet spot for it because there's Piper, and that's our area of circulation. It's not real strong, but tell you what, double box me with Levi's stream at this point. So basically, that circulation that you're watching there is what you're seeing just off to my left there with his stream. So that's Levi's stream, and that's where he's playing watch and wait. He talked earlier about the storm is trying to get a little better organized, and if it does, that's where it's going to produce the tornado. So let's go back here to the radar full screen, go to the reflectivity, and gotta admit, not really a strong radar signature in terms of reflectivity yet, but given the atmosphere, we're going to continue to watch. So Cam, just into the chat rooms, anything, what other kind of reports have you had on any of these storms in terms of ground truth or anything we're getting from any of our other chasers?
Yeah, let me take a look at some of the ground truth with these storms. We've been getting...
Oh, well, let's go back over to the desk.
Some of the pictures that we're getting in from some of our viewers, if we could. We did have some video of the hail in Victoria. That was about golf ball size, and you could just see it hitting the pool there. And then we also had pictures. There's that video there. You can see it hitting the pool and the patio.
You just hear that sound. There has to be, that's a lot of force coming down in that area. That is a lot of hail coming down. Then we also have a picture, an incredibly dramatic picture right here of about a softball-sized piece of hail. This was in Hayes. So obviously that is incredibly a huge potential for damage there to property and to people who happen to be outside. So this is, there you see the different sizes of hail that people have taken pictures of. This is a very damaging situation.
And this, of course, you can see the damage from that huge hail. This is the windshield of a storm chaser. He was hit with that hail, and you can see it shattered. We also have a report from Getaway Bar and Grill in Shinshin. They say there is a lot of property damage. A windshield has been blown out there. They did see a tornado pass by a little while ago, probably 15 minutes ago or so, but golf ball size hail in that area. John Hayes, one of our reporters, is up in that area. He's working to get a live shot up so we can at least see live what's happening on the ground along with Levi. We'll send it back to you, Jay.
All right, so let's get back over to, let me reload some stuff here. So we'll get the radar up behind me in just a second when it pops up. I was looking at a few other sources. There we go. So we got that new tornado warning. That's the red box that has been issued, which does include that area circulation. And Deb, when you get a chance, let's get some clarification. When they say the damage nearby, are they talking about damage from hail shattering windows? Or are they talking about damage from wind and a tornado? So we can kind of clarify, was that a hail threat that they had near Shinshin?
It was the hail.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
it was the hail that caused the damage.
To take a look at that. So we got two basically big hail cores, and that's another big one right there that's going to be tracking right along the Ellsworth County line towards Wilson, and that's going to be some of that larger hail we had today. Let's get an update from Levi on the phone. Levi, what's going on from your spot?
There is just a bunch of satellite circulations all around this main circulation that they have in the storm. And right now, nothing is on the ground. There's no funnel clouds. It is just a bunch of very rapidly rotating wall clouds at the moment.
Okay, all right. So you continue to see a broad area rotation on the radar here, but nothing really tight. And that's why we're not hyper concerned at the current moment that there's necessarily a tornado on the current time. Let me go back over history. And these are storm reports. Remember, earlier around 3:03, this was a confirmed tornado reported by several people. Unfortunately, it was shielded from Levi because of the location of the rain versus him. But this one back here, closer to 3:30, that's the one that Levi showed us live on KAKE. And now what we're doing is we're just watching this new thunderstorm. Remember, the thunderstorm that produced these two tornadoes, that's what's left of it from Russell over towards Gorham. That has dissipated because this new storm, new updrafts, came and replaced it from the southwest. So this is the new parent thunderstorm with the potential as it reorganizes to maybe produce future tornadoes. And that's why Levi's basically just stayed parked at this point, because they keep redeveloping over the same area. You can just see all the hail reports that we had. Let me turn off all the storm reports so we get a little better view of just the radar. Everything yellow. These are severe thunderstorm warnings. Looks like they're going to extend the one for northern parts. Into Russell County, into Osborne County here. But the tornado warning still for Ellis County, just based on new thunderstorm developing. There's rotation in that thunderstorm, and if it tightens up, we could produce a tornado at about any time. So, Cam, you got anything you need to add here?
Yeah, I was going to just update on the Russell County storm.
Okay.
It's 70-mile-per-hour winds, half-dollar hail, and then the tornado possible, which we've been talking about.
Okay, that's what they're warning for, correct? Or was that reported?
That's what they're warning for.
That's what they're warning for at the
Yes.
current time. All right. So the potential for damaging wind gusts, in addition to the hail sizes, as we continue to track this, the primary threat that we're concerned about is right there. And Levi, chime in at any time and just kind of give us the running play-by-play of what you're seeing.
Yep, I will.
So go ahead.
Currently looking at a rapidly rotating wall cloud to the north of Viper right now. And tornado sirens are going off. And right now it is looking like it is pretty much dissipating and going to try and reorganize itself at the moment.
All right. So the tornado warning is until 4:30 for Ellis County. And, I mean, did you kind of backtrack into Piper some? Or are you still right there at 280 in County Line Road?
I'm actually just to the south of the town. I'm 1 mile south and currently heading east on the road.
Okay, on County Line Road, or is it on County Line or the road at a mile south of County Line?
County Line.
You're on County Line heading east. Okay. So there's Piper. He's on County Line, and he's tracking eastward. That way he can kind of stay out ahead of this storm and keep back looking into it. And we'll see if it's been teasing him as far. There we go. I'm finally getting some decent velocity returns. Looks like it's trying to reorganize again. Let me stop the rotation here and zoom in, and we'll get a little better look at what's going on with that circulation just to the north of Piper. So there we are. That's the area rotation, and let me zoom in real tight to show where that could be tightening up, and then you can tell me whether or not you're close by. But basically, you take Piper Avenue, and then looks like 320th Avenue, 330th Avenue, about 2 miles off to the west of Piper Road. So that would put it over near Norfolk Road. So Norfolk Road and about 330th Avenue, that's where we got at least the best circulation at this time, indicated by radar. And I'll kind of back the view out, and it does match up with that little appendage there. So you could try to get a little reorganization right around Piper. I know that that warning goes all the way up through basically Victoria and up to the northwest. But the motion of this thunderstorm has been basically, I know it's redeveloped from the southwest, has been more to the almost due east or kind of east-southeast at times. We roll it forward here over the past 30 minutes so you can track it. So there's that area of circulation. So as it continues, moving along near Pfeiffer, north of Pfeiffer, and then continue into Russell County around Millburger. And if it continues that direction, that's going to keep the tornado threat south of the city of Russell. But, Russell County not under a tornado warning at this point. But if that circulation tightens up any at all, the Wichita office will probably very likely issue that tornado warning, which would probably most likely be I-70 and south of I-70, and not necessarily include the city of Russell. So now we're going to back up here, kind of give you the big view of what's going on. You got severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Ellsworth County into Russell County and northern Barton. That hail threat's still there, but it's smaller. And now look at that. It's starting to get a little hooked. We're going to start looking at some velocity data here in just a second in western Ellsworth County. This thunderstorm with the large hail, as it crossed north of Waldo, that hail signature is weakening. Notice the severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Russell County. They've let that expire. We still have the one to the north for Osborne, but that's kind of probably a borderline severe storm. Severe thunderstorm warning for Russell County. This is for hail, the potential for wind gusts in excess of 60, and that hail threat larger than quarters at times. We're not getting radar indications of the really, big hail that we had earlier today around Hayes and especially south of Hayes. And then the tornado warning still in effect down across parts of southeastern Ellis County. Deb, David?
All right, thanks so much, Jane. We showed you that video of the hailstones hitting the swimming pool, the patio, and then that huge, giant one, all of this from the Hayes area. We have Brenda Dreiling on the phone with us right now, my former college roommate. Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
I know it's hectic up there, but can you describe what you're seeing and what you've been seeing for the last half hour or so?
Well, it first started out just really light hail. My son lives in Hayes, and they were actually having softball-sized hail. And so I thought it was probably going to miss us, but it actually then all of a sudden started hailing like crazy. And it was pretty big hail.
What is your son saying if he's over where the big stuff is? What kind of damage is happening over where he is?
Well, after the hail, I don't know. It started raining so bad. It was blowing so bad. I had water coming in my basement. They were pretty strong winds, so I really haven't been able to see what kind of damage we may have because it's still raining here as of now. My son is on the fire department, and one of his friends saw a tornado near Piper, and I actually just sent a picture to Deb. So,
oh yeah, I
it was
just
about
got
45
that.
minutes ago.
Yeah. So, Brenda, have you talked to your son since he told you about that huge hail?
My son is here with us.
Oh, he's
so.
home. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about the, because we do have a couple pictures of windshields being shattered. I can't imagine hail that big not causing some massive damage.
Oh, I'm sure. My son hasn't been home to Hayes because he lives or he works here in Victoria with us, and so I don't know what kind of damage he's got. I'm sure when he gets home, he'll be able to send me some pictures. But yeah, it's pretty bad here.
What are you seeing just looking out your windows at maybe cars that are outside, or are people actually roaming around?
Well, I live just south of town, about a quarter of a mile maybe. So there's no activity out here. And our vehicles are all in, thankfully. But
okay.
The wind changed directions like 3 different times. So I was kind of worried about my picture window, but thankfully, so far, we don't have any broken windows.
Thank goodness for that. And you did say you now have flooding on top of everything else.
I'm sorry, what?
You did say you have some flooding in the basement on top of everything else?
We had some water coming in the basement window. One of our windows was leaking, and it's pretty extensive. But the rain was, I don't know. I haven't been over on the side of my house, but I'm sure it's probably flooded over there. So
How long have you been there? How long have you lived there?
We've lived here 20 years.
Oh, okay. So you've seen this quite a bit over the time. How does this rank as far as what kind of dramatic kind of hailstorms you've seen?
Oh, no, I've never seen one this big.
Yeah.
So this is by far the biggest that I've seen since we've been out here. We've lived here 20 years, and I've never even had to have my roof replaced, but I'm sure I'm going to have it replaced now.
Yeah, I'm going to say so. Brenda, thank you so much for calling in and for all the pictures and video. Anything you can get, please send me, and it's good to talk to you.
I sure will. It's good talking to you. Sorry it's under these circumstances, though.
Same. You take care, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
So again, that was Brenda Dreiling calling from Victoria, just south of Victoria. That video was just incredible to see those huge hailstones.
Well, this is something somebody new to Kansas never gets to see, and so I wanted to get from her is like, how unusual is this? And even somebody who's lived there for 20 years says she's never seen anything like this. So This is a pretty dramatic storm, obviously.
I know. I think this is traffic cameras from I-70 near Walker. You can see the rain is coming down there. It looks like traffic's moving okay, though. This is a different shot from the Russell exit. Again, just rain. You can see some lightning. I don't know if that's a wall cloud or not. I'm going to leave that to Jay.
Well, it is moving in there because you see the sun to the left, and here comes the darkness.
Jay, what is that?
All right, let's double box it if we can, and I'll show you exactly what we got going on. Say again? Okay, let's show you what's going on with the radar. So what you see with that cloud coverage, you're here in Russell, and you're looking off this direction. This would be a shelf cloud, or basically the colder air coming out of that storm is getting overcut by the warm air running into, and it causes that low level of cloud. We call that a shelf cloud, and that's probably along this arc here as it's approaching Russell. And I know it looks pretty ominous, and that will continue with some heavy rain and also some larger hail that could be rolling into Russell. So that's not necessarily a tornadic signature or a wall cloud. That's more of a shelf that is developed here. So, basically you got this thunderstorm exhausting all this cool air out ahead of it. And as it does, it acts like a mini cold front, and you're lifting this warm, moist air up over the top. And so you're developing that cloud, and it forms almost from horizon to horizon as you're looking back at the storm. And that's called a shelf cloud. So let's go back over to the velocity data here. And I got to admit, this is good stuff because, north of Pfeiffer over here, we were looking earlier, storm trying to get a little bit organized. I'm not seeing any kind of really tight rotation. Levi, are you still on the phone with us?
I am, yes.
All right, Levi, so give us an update on your position and what you're seeing.
I am currently 9 miles east of Shinshin right now, and looking to my northeast at the developing wall cloud at the moment, but currently it is getting wrapped in rain from my perspective, at least. So At the moment, I'm going to drop south and get ahead of it, get back in front of it.
All right, so I got to admit, not really seeing anything as far as earlier, we were seeing a little area rotation. It's not as well defined now as what we had. So we'll continue to look here. It's just near Piper, off to the northeast of Piper now. Sure, that's a more broad rotation. And remember, this is a green going towards the radar way, so that is a convergent signature here. That is not a rotational signature. I'm going to watch that. That's not a stinger. That's a convergent signature. I know some people may be seeing that at home and thinking, wait a minute, is that rotation? No, that is not rotation. That's just some kind of convergence going on at that level. We got some heavy rain and hail up to the north at this point. So we'll continue to watch this cluster of thunderstorms. I got to admit, I like what I'm seeing overall, and here's the reason: the hail cores are not as really big as what we saw earlier this afternoon. We got those monster hail reports. I mean, in excess of 3 inches. Oh, let's go over to Cameron. Cam.
All right, Jay, so we finally do have a picture of that tornado from earlier. Let's take a look at that. So here we are. So you can see the tornado, stovepipe tornado. This was the one that was the more pronounced tornado. Then we had the elephant trunk. So this is one shot we've seen of this tornado so far. So sure enough, we have had a tornado today. I think we've had maybe about 2 so far on this storm alone. But yeah, a well-defined tornado in Ellis County.
Yeah, this was, and let me go back to the storm track. So basically, that photo was this storm around 3:03 that we saw, and then the elephant trunk that we had live with Levi was closer to 3:30. So the photo that Cam just shared with you is this position here of the tornado, and then the second tornado, which was the weaker. And even though we got the tornado and that was a, like I said, well-developed, little cone to stovepipe tornado. We haven't had any reports of damage with the tornado itself,
No, I haven't seen
right?
any damage.
The elephant trunk, there was definitely no damage at all. Levi was on that live. It formed right in front of him. You saw it on his live stream. It dissipated within, a minute or two and didn't do any damage. Maybe just, kicked up a little bit of dust. But this one definitely more impressive looking in terms of visually what Cam just shared with you. So that's where we're going to continue to see if maybe did we have any damage in that vicinity. Haven't confirmed any at this point in time. What we have confirmed is just a whole bunch of very large hail, especially clustered around Hayes. And you notice how obviously the storm reports cluster around where more people live. So you get into the city of Hayes, you're going to have more storm reports. You get out of the city, it's not going to be as right. Now along I-70, looks like somebody just reported a wind gust estimated at 60 miles per hour. So remember, anything greater than 58, we label it as a severe thunderstorm. So that is that's confirmation of what's going on. Let's go over to David and Deb.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. We are getting more pictures in from the area, and I think, David, you had one of some flooding.
Well, yeah, the state police have sent out a picture of some flooding. I don't know if we have gotten that to our control room. No, they don't have it yet. We will show it to you in just a moment. But obviously, we had heard from the person we were interviewing just a little while ago, Brenda, that it was just a bunch of rain at that point. And obviously, it's a big situation for the entire town because we have like very deep water being shown in the streets in Hayes. And they're telling people, do not go out, do not cross any road that you see even with the smallest amount of water because you just don't know how deep it is. And some areas are very deep in that area right now.
Yeah, around here, we say turn around, don't drown.
Right.
That's the saying around here, David.
It's a good saying.
Yeah. So, and Brenda, the woman we just talked to a few minutes ago, said she has flooding in her basement after all that hail hit. So now she's got to deal with probably a new roof and then those huge hailstones and then flooding in her basement. Also, the Cynics in Shinshin, is that right? Victoria, I'm sorry, is reporting that the tornado sirens were going off just a few minutes ago. I don't know if that's still the case. So we are following this. Of course, we're trying to get those pictures to you. Any luck on that, Jen? Nothing yet. Okay. We're still waiting on the picture of the flooding. If you have any kind of pictures, storm pictures, damage, broken windshields, whatever, hailstones, send them to us and tweet at us at jpratercbm, KAKE, jprater KAKE. Or you can tag me or David.
Sure.
Same thing. Yep. Deb Ferris KAKE, David Scott KAKE, and we'll get them on the air for you. Thank you, Jay.
All right, let's go back over and show you a brand new tornado warning that has been issued until 5 o'clock Central Time for Barton County and Russell County. And this is an extension of the tornado warning that was in Ellis County. So basically the storm is rolling out of Ellis County now, and it's rolling into Russell County and the extreme northern edge of Barton. I know if you're living in Great Bend, your weather radio just went off, but it's for the northern edge of the county. This tornado warning does not include the city of Great Bend, even though I know your weather radio has started to sound at that point. So let's zoom in here and show you why they've done it. This is just a continuation of the storm. Remember, the one that produced 2 tornadoes earlier, at least, in Ellis County, that was overtaken by this other thunderstorm coming up from the southwest in Shinshin. It is now the dominant storm near Milberger. So we're going to go over the velocity data. And right in here, you do get some area circulation to the north of Milberger. So if this is going to produce another tornado, it's in the process of kind of cycling right now. Levi, have I got you on the phone right now?
Yes, you do.
Okay, Levi, have you crossed into Russell County yet?
I'm about to ready to approach that county line right now.
Okay, it looks like, unfortunately, that the storm has jogged enough of the south where you may start getting back into the rain at that point. Are you going to be able to get over to 281?
Yes, I am currently going east right now and trying to get over to 281. I should. Rain hits me.
Okay, you broke up just a tad. Try it again.
I'm currently heading east on the county road, and I'm 20 miles. No, I'm sorry. I'm 15 miles from 281, and I should be at 281 in no time and be there before the rain.
Okay, awesome. So he's in the process. He's on County Line Road, and he just crossed into Russell County. So he's right here, and he is racing over to get to 281 because obviously that gives him a nice paved north-south route which he can jog more to the far south and then try to get on another east-west road in order to stay out ahead of this. This is a funky product. We don't use it a lot because it's a very noisy product, but this is called the correlation coefficient, and basically it's a way to detect debris that's lofted into the air, and at this point in time, don't really have a strong indication. I'm just going to keep an eye right in here. There's not a lot of rainfall over it, so it could be just some noisy data, not necessarily an indication. But they're just to the northeast of Millburg. We go to reflectivity mode of the radar, and yeah, it lines up with a notch, but it also lines up where there's not a lot of rainfall. In order for that product to work, you really prefer some heavier rain following over it at the same time, just to make sure it's not a real noisy product. But as we look at the relative velocity, there is some circulation there. So we'll have potential tornado developing, and the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for that storm. I'll show you where the circulation is. It's not what we really call, gate to gate at this point, but there you go. That's the wind going toward the radar at Dodge. Here it is coming back away. There is US 281, and notice how 184th comes down to the south, makes that jog due west on Winterset, and then jogs down to the south again as 182nd as a primary road. So that area circulation is basically right in that vicinity. Remember, when we use a radar beam, we're not detecting right at the surface because of the curvature of the earth, so it's in the vicinity. I wouldn't say it's exactly at that location as we look at it from the top down. And as we roll it forward here over the past 30 minutes, that area of potential circulation is moving basically east-southeast. So not tracking completely due east. This is going to cross 281 well south of the city of Russell and Bunker Hill. So I'm not concerned about this circulation having an impact north of I-70 or as far south as Hoisington or even the Cheyenne Bottoms. But let's go back to the reflectivity mode of the radar, which we're kind of more used to looking at. What you do have in Russell is heavy rain, the potential for 60-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that could be hail larger than quarters as that rolls into the city of Russell. So here's your tornado threat. We'll see if that kind of wraps back up or not. Levi, if you're with me, where are you now? I guess we've lost Levi. We'll see if he rejoins us soon. Okay, so we're going to back the view out and get you reset. So let's kind of reset the scene across KAKE land. It's one cluster of thunderstorms causing all of the business. And the reason we are on KAKE television is because of our customers that live here, that are on DirecTV or Dish Network. What they watch is KAKE television out of Wichita. Yes, we do have a cluster of low-power stations here, but we have tornado warnings in progress, and the only way for those residents to even see our programming via satellite is to be on KAKE Channel 10. So that's the reason I haven't broken off the network and split it into north central Kansas, is since we have tornado warnings in progress, and we've had at least 2 confirmed tornadoes during the day today. So that's why we're continuing our coverage right here on KAKE. I'm sorry, say again? Oh, okay. All right. So let's continue to zoom on in here. Let's flip over to the velocity data. Now I'm looking at out of the Wichita radar, just because we want different perspectives with what's rolling into Russell County. And right there, you can still make out some circulation. Remember, the green's toward, the yellow's away. Right there to the north of Millburger, not a real dramatic circulation. Levi, are you with us or we lose you? Okay, looks like we probably lost Levi. So Cam, do me a favor. Go ahead and drop him so that way you can call back in later. There you go. All right. Let's go over to the desk.
Tornado sirens are going off in the town of Russell. Just talked to someone by text saying that they are headed to the basement right now. They have word that there is a tornado south of Russell. So they're headed down to their basement right now. I don't know if you see anything on radar, but that's what they're telling me.
Well, the tornado warning, remember we issue with polygons now, and you see the red box. So the red box does not include the city of Russell. They're exercising an abundance of precaution here and sounding the tornado sirens. Yes, there is a tornado warning for Russell County, but there is not a tornado warning for the city of Russell. This is basically a severe thunderstorm. The tornado threat is what we've been talking about down here, well south of Russell, well south of I-70, now to the northeast of Millburger, where it's crossing 281. So, hey, go ahead, exercise those precautions, head down to the basement. It's not a bad thing to do, but I can tell you that there is no tornado threat at this current time for the city of Russell. What we have is heavy rain, the potential for wind gusts in excess of 70, and the potential for hail larger than quarters. So that report of a tornado possible south of Russell, it's this far south. It's down here. It's not anywhere close to town. As far as just kind of putting a distance on it for you, if you go from Russell, let's see where the potential tornado is up to the north, we're talking 10 miles. So 10 miles down to your south, if a tornado is going to develop, that's where it is. So hopefully go ahead and exercise those tornado precautions, but hopefully a little bit of peace of mind for people that are in town proper there, that we're not concerned about a tornado threat for the city of Russell at this time. Here's the velocity data, and if there's going to be something developing, it's right here now along 281. And any luck from Levi? Looks like Levi hasn't connected with us. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Do me a favor, get back in the chat room and tell Levi, remind him to call us. Okay. All right.
It sounds like there may be possibility of a funnel cloud south of Russell.
Funnel cloud, yeah, that's probably with
That's probably
the circulation that we're seeing now. So, yeah, pop in that room and ask Levi to try to get in contact with us again so we can keep you updated. Let's go back to the reflectivity mode of the radar. So, again, if we're going to have a tornado develop, it's going to be down here. And that's why the tornado warning has been issued for Russell County, south of Russell, and for northern Barton County. It does not include Great Bend, doesn't include Hoisington, or doesn't even include the refuge area, the Cheyenne Bottoms. I don't know why I couldn't come up with a name there. All right, so here's your heavy rain and hail. The other severe thunderstorm warning is for parts of Ellsworth County, and it ends right at the Lincoln County line. That's going to be more of a hail threat. Tell you what, southwest of Ellsworth, let's take a look inside at that thunderstorm using the radar data and take a look at the velocity, and not really seeing anything of note that we're continuing to look here. All right, Levi, you're back with us. What have you got?
All right, I'm still on the same road, like 190th Street, and currently heading east. And now I'm just trying to get in front of it for the Wilson play.
Okay, have you gotten to 281 yet?
I have not. I'm not yet.
Okay, about how far away are you? Do you know?
4 miles.
Okay, so you're 4 miles from 281. So count them. You got to love the sections here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's right there. He's on County Line Road. He's heading to 281. And then once he gets to 281, he's going to make a decision. He's got a north-south play, and they're going to head another east-west road. He's going to jog down to the south a little more and head over towards that. Are you thinking more of a jog to the south around Sault-Saint, or are you thinking a jog to the north at this point, Levi?
I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go to Sault-Saint and then make a play from there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Just as you... I know you probably just got a curtain of rain at this point.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
All right. Now they've got reconnectivity to them. Tell you, can we try refreshing the stream and see if it'll come up? All right. Okay. All right. So here is the second play that's starting to develop. And this is outside of KAKE land, but I just wanted to give you a quick note. See that signature there? And that's why they already issued a tornado warning. Our KAKE meteorologist and first alert storm tracker, Bryce Kintai, is right now stationed in Oakley. So he's down here get ready to anything that pops up in northwest Kansas, he's going to be on that. So we got one chaser pre-positioned in Oakley, ready to go for that storm. And then we got Levi on the storm that is right now rolling through southern Russell County that we're concerned about. But thanks for giving me an update on that. Okay, let's go. Oh, I'll tell you what. Does it show anything, though? Okay, all right. So, Bryce, just FYI, Bryce Kintai is going to be on Wix 10. So at some point, let's make sure he's going to be available so we can show what's going on from his room. Okay, so he's good. Okay. Any luck on trying to reconnect with Levi's stream now that he's back in cell phone coverage? As we continue with the tornado warning for southern Russell County, I know within the city of Russell right now, we got the very heavy rain going on. But I tell you what, let me see if I can get I think I've got the camera over in Salina pointed over that way. So do I have that one available? I guess I don't. Okay, let's go to John. Let's go back to the anchors.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. We do have a crew up in that area right now. John Hayes is live for us. If we could take him and see what's happening out there, John.
Deb, we are in Ellsworth right now. We were heading west on Old U.S. Highway 40. We're about 60 miles or so east of Hayes right now. Now, we are getting hit with some hail. There's some rain, and obviously you can see those dark clouds over in the area. We are standing by here and just kind of waiting things out. We think we're going to go south here. It just seems a little bit dangerous here, but obviously getting pounded with rain right now. Hail is a factor as well. We've been hearing it. We were driving west on this highway heading towards Hayes, like I said, but we just decided to pull over and think we're going to head a little bit further south to kind of get a little bit more in the safer zone. For now, I'm going to send it back to you. Reporting live in Ellsworth, John Hayes, KAKE News on your side.
John, where have you been before right now? What direction from Hayes were you?
Yeah, David, we've been heading west on I-70 up until now, but we just decided it wasn't safe, so we decided to kind of pull off and head towards the Ellsworth area. We've been riding it out there as things kind of develop a little bit further west.
Okay, you're saying...
but for a while, we weren't getting any of this rain. We weren't getting any of these conditions, and now, as you can see on the screen there, we're getting that rain, we're getting that hail, and so we're just kind of heading the opposite direction now, trying to stay safe.
So have you had any weather so far, or just this, you're just starting to get into the rainfall and all of that?
Yeah, we're just now starting to get into the rainfall. We did see some lightning earlier, obviously those dark clouds that you can see off in the distance here, but we're just now getting into the rain and the hail, so anyone that's heading in this area, just be advised, probably shouldn't be driving right now. A truck just passed us driving. And yeah, there are a couple of cars behind us as well, but you can see that rain is just pounding on our windshield right now. We did get some hail, and now we're turning around, heading back the opposite direction.
Right. I think Jay has a couple questions for you real quick, John.
All right, John, can you hear me? What road are you on?
Yeah,
right
Jay.
now? What road are you on?
Jay, we are on old U.S. Highway 40 right now. We're heading east.
Okay, you're heading eastbound. Okay, so you're currently heading eastbound on what, K140?
Yes, sir. I think that would be accurate.
Okay, here's the deal. I would suggest that, honestly, you get over to K14 and you head south on K14. You take K14 down to K4, and then you can head underneath the storms in the clear, nothing going on, and keep an eye to the storms to your north while you head over towards over towards Bushton and Claflin and eventually Hoisington. So, I mean, how far are you from Ellsworth proper? How far are you from the city of Ellsworth?
We are about 4.5 miles away.
You're 4.5 miles east.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So since you're that far, go ahead and go all the way over to K141 if you want to. Okay. Once you get to K141, you can take that down to K4. You head due south on K141 to K4, and then that'll keep you south of the storms. That gives you a really nice east-west road. And that way you can be in position if anything happens with this Ellsworth storm, if anything happens with this Russell storm, you're going to be in the position for it. So what we're both double boxed here, so I'm going to show the audience what I've got going on. He's 4 miles from Ellsworth. I'm asking him to track over to here, go down to K4, and then he's got this east-west road down here. See, look at the storm motions. Everything's moving to the east and east-southeast. So if I bring John down here, and John, is it you and Nathan? Or Nolan, you're with Nolan. Okay, so you're Nolan.
It's me and Nolan out here, yes.
Okay, so Nolan Roth. So you and Nolan go all the way down to K4, and then you can go east-west here, keep the storms to the north of you at that point. So you and Nolan, you cool with that?
Yes, sir, Nolan. He's saying to go all the way down to K4 to keep a better outlook of these storms, monitor things here. Yeah, we're good with that, Jay.
Okay, so go down 141. You and Nolan head down to K4, and then you can head west on K4 and keep all this stuff to your north. And if something gets too close to you, then you just drift back down to the south again. Cool?
Sounds good. Thank you, Jay.
All right. Thanks a lot, John. Deb, Scott, you got anything else? David, you got anything else?
No, at this point, we're still trying to get some of those pictures in. Jen, do you have any of those flooding pictures that we were sending? Okay. Okay, let's take this picture of I-70 for you just to show what it's like near Russell. You can see the floodwaters actually coming up over into the fields up onto the interstate, it looks like.
Wow, that's pretty dramatic. Obviously, incredibly heavy rainfall going on right now. Hayes had said, the state police post there had said that the flash flooding warning was in effect until 6:15. So this is obviously going to be affecting the Russell area far after that. Boy, that is amazing how quickly that water is rising there. Obviously not safe to be out on a road at all right now. That car, I'm sure the driver is very sorry that they had gotten themselves in that situation.
Yeah, anybody who has any kind of storm damage from that huge hail, please send it to us by Twitter, on Facebook, just something so we can get it on the air. And Cameron, I know you've been following that Twitter feed. Do you have any pictures you can pull up? He's on the phone right now. We also have reporters here in the studio on the phone with people up in that area. We do have some reports from Getaway Bar and Grill. That's in Shinshin. They're saying that they had golf ball size hail. Some of that hit some windshields, shattered those. So it sounds like this hail was big enough that it's going to have caused quite a bit of damage.
And if you haven't seen this, let's pull up the picture from Hayes. This was incredible. Obviously, the biggest hail that many of you have probably ever seen before. This is somebody holding what looks to be a grapefruit size piece of hail that was falling in Hayes, and I don't know if it continued to be that size. Apparently, we don't have the picture. Whether we're getting a golf ball size. Yeah, that is just enormous. And imagine that coming down all over where you are and where cars are, where homes are. There's obviously going to be a lot of damage, you would think, in Hayes. But we were seeing golf ball size in Victoria. We saw a lot of golf ball size hail coming down in that woman's yard, and she had said she had been there for 20 years and never seen anything like it. But fortunately, no more of the softball size outside of Hayes, at least not any reports. And here we have damage to a car.
Yeah, this is where a storm chaser was in the middle of the storm, got caught, and you can see all the different dings where it hit the windshield and it shattered. Let's get it over to Cameron. He says he has a few pictures for us to share.
Yeah, I got a couple photos. I have some of the flooding photos in Hayes, so you get an idea. If you have a heavy thunderstorm like that, you're going to get a torrential rainfall. We've seen a lot of hail. This has really just been a hail monster. I mean, we've seen softball hail, and that is enormous hail, lots of flooding rain, seen some reports of damaging wind. Haven't seen too many tornado photos yet. I am going to try to get some more and show those to you guys coming up, and I'll send it back.
All right, let's go over to Levi. Levi, you with us on the phone?
I am, yes.
Okay, get us an update on your position.
I am currently going to the town of Sault right now and heading east to get out in front of it.
Okay, good, because it looks like it is kind of building towards the southeast, towards you at that point. You're finally getting more position where you can look back into the area of the lowered reflectivity here. When you get a chance, has there been anything of concern that you've noticed from your position?
I've just noticed pretty weak rotating wall cloud at the moment, way back in the rain.
Okay.
But nothing like we've seen earlier. Okay,
that's what I thought. Because, you can make out that there's some, movement back towards the radar, movement away from the radar, right in there. There would be some broad circulation. Like you said, nothing that would be really indicative of anything of concern at the moment. Let's go back over the reflectivity. And, you got this little weakening here. Anytime you see a weakening, you want to look at the velocity and make sure. Now, a lot of people would look at this product, the correlation coefficient, and so, look, that's something. No, got to remember, there's not any rain over that. You need some kind of some echo on top of it in order to confirm that. So that's nothing I'm going to get excited about at this time. We kind of roll the view out just to kind of give you the overview as far as what's going on with this. We back the view, and the tornado warning is in effect for Russell County. If there's going to be a tornado, it's going to pop right here. We're all talking to the east of 281, well south of US 70. So Russell, I know it's raining like all get out right now. You got the gusty winds, you got the heavy rains, and you even have some hail. But in terms of a tornado threat, there is no tornado threat within the city of Russell. No tornado threat for Bunker Hill. It's going to stay all well down to the south, and it's already off to the east of Millburger at this point and off to the east of 281. So this is well southeastern parts of Russell County, where the threat is, right along the county line, so north of Hoisington, north of Claflin, north of Cheyenne Bottoms here, that's where, if a tornado is going to redevelop. Now, because that's moved towards the southeast, don't be surprised if the Weather Service, if they issue another tornado warning, they're going to take the box here and they're going to slide it to the southeast. So the next warning that comes out, you know what, it might include Hoisington or just to the east of Hoisington on K4 over towards Claflin. So we'll continue to watch that. And I know I told, John and Nolan to get on K4, but they're not even over here yet. And once they do, they get over towards Clanford, we can send them on down to the south. Okay, Cam, what have you got?
All right, I do have a tornado video. This is from Chris Nessman. He's a meteorologist in Tulsa. He's allowing us to use this, and you can see this is the tornado that was southwest of Hayes. It's the one we've been talking about for a long while, and this was minutes before the tornado warning was issued. So clear as day, you could see that cone tornado, but it's already getting shrouded by the rain. So we're starting to see more of these pictures and videos start to come in. So this is what we're looking at. But keep in mind, this was the tornado from earlier. This is not a tornado currently ongoing. This is the tornado that was mainly south of Victoria. So there it is. I mean, you could see that cone tornado. And as you watch the video, you could just see the rain curtains wrapping around. We've been dealing with high precipitation supercells. That's where you have the tornado, and it's almost always wrapped in rain. It's extremely hard to see, but if you get in the right position like this, you can start to see it. But sure enough, as this video advances, we're losing visibility on that tornado. So I'm going to continue to scour social media to see if I could find more videos of the tornado, find any damage reports and whatnot, and I'll send it back.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Reach out to him. That tweet says southwest of Hayes. Verify it's southwest, because according to that, it should be southeast of Hayes. So let's verify we're all talking about the same one. Because what I feel, what we just saw the video of, was that. That report was around 3:03 this afternoon, and that was a well-developed cone to stovepipe tornado. And then around 3:30, that's the weaker, what we call little elephant trunk tornado that didn't do any damage. That what we had around 3:30ish. That Levi Ward had you live here on KAKE. Speaking of Levi, you still on the phone with us?
I am still here.
Okay, so last time we talked, you were in Sault-Ste. And you were continuing to head off towards the east. Can you update us now where you are?
Yes, currently I am 4 miles of Sault-Ste. Heading east, trying to get out in front of this. I'm looking back in the light rain-free base back in the storm, but I don't see any rotation like we've been seeing earlier.
Okay, so you're not seeing circulation like you did earlier. All right. We still have, obviously, we're gonna watch this. It is a rotating thunderstorm. You got that hail threat that's right along I-70 now that's starting to pull out of Russell, and that is going to move into Bunker Hill and then run right down along I-70 over towards Dorrance and eventually get into Ellsworth County. And then you see from Ellsworth over towards Black Wolf to the north, that is the hail threat there. As that continues to track towards that's going to the north, but this is going to the south-southeast. So you got two different storm motions. Ellsworth, you're getting the heavy rain and hail now. That continues to move north across Ellsworth County, and then you have that area of potential circulation that we're watching back around Sault-Ste., and that's where Levi Ward continues to go. So we're continuing to watch that. Sorry, I thought I heard my name called over there. So severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Ellsworth County, for Russell County, tornado warning for Russell County, and the extreme northern tip of Barton. Does not include Cheyenne Bottoms, doesn't include Hoisington, does not include Great Bend. Now, I think that tornado warning may be extended more southward into the county. And then this is also your first alert for, over towards Holyrood and Ellsworth, that tornado warning may be pulled into Ellsworth County. Now, we're watching back in Ellis, another thunderstorm popping up just to the east of Hayes. And given the environment, we'll watch to see if that's going to be a problem later on. And now we'll continue to, now the computer's getting away from me here. Let me go over here. Go ahead.
Mind if I show a tornado video?
Go ahead, Cam.
Okay, let's take the video 5, please.
Check your mic.
All right, there's the mic. There I am. All right, let's take a look at the picture behind us. But as you guys could see, can we take that full?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Got to work on the computer here.
All right, so what I wanted to show you guys, this is from Jake. This is from the storm that was south of Victoria. And much like I was saying before, this is a high precipitation supercell, meaning that it's shrouded in rain and very, very large hail. And even though he has a beautiful shot of the storm, you cannot see the tornado because it is shrouded in rain. So you have to be in the right position to see this tornado, and this was earlier. So it just gives you an idea. We are dealing with high precipitation supercells. That means that's big time hail, and we have seen big time hail. So that's what we're watching. I'll see if I can find some more stuff on social. I'll send it back.
All right, you got to love it when the computer gets twerky and you got to reboot it. So let's go over to, this is KSAL Salina. We're looking due off towards the west. This is the thunderstorm that is over in Ellsworth County. So this is not the storm with the tornado warning. This is the severe thunderstorm warning, and that is working its way into Saline County. So I do expect a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued for Saline County as this whole complex of storms continues to shift off towards the east. Let me go back over to KAKE's First Alert Doppler HD. We'll put it in motion for you over the past 30 minutes as we're tracking these thunderstorms for you. And were those watch updates that I was seeing?
That's the main watch. It's for all of western Kansas. I'm going to populate that right now.
Okay, so as soon as you get the map ready, give me a heads up and I'll pitch back over to you.
Yep.
So, all right, so what we're looking for is from Salina. That's the camera. It was looking due west. So you're seeing this storm right here that's through Ellsworth County, and that heaviest rain is north of Ellsworth. That is, moving kind of towards the north. And then the thunderstorm that has the tornado warning, that's moving south-southeast, and the potential tornado threat continues to move south-southeast with it. Now, north of that, that's the heavy rain. That's the larger hail threat. Let's get back over to the velocity data here. And you're looking from Wichita and what we call this little purple stuff. It's called range folding, so as that the storm kind of gets through that, it gets a little junky sometimes. So what I'll do is I'll kind of shift the view and pick up that view from the Dodge City radar as we shift over. And, all right, not seeing a strong area of rotation. A rotating thunderstorm, yes, but not what we call a stinger at this point in time. Hopefully, Levi, you're still on the phone with us and can give us an update on your location and also what you're seeing from your position, Levi. Okay, I guess we lost Levi with that one. So last time we talked to him, he was dropping through Susank and then was going to basically move right along the northern part of Barton County in order to continue looking back up into the thunderstorm from the southeast. When you're down here looking back up into this part of the thunderstorm, that gives you your best view of what we call the updraft, downdraft interface, or where we're going to see that wall cloud, where we're going to see that lowering, the best chance for visualizing a tornado if one develops. Because when you're on the backside over here, you can have the heavy rain curtain blocking your view of a tornado. That's what happened with the first tornado that was produced over in Ellsworth County, the stovepipe or classic kind of cone tornado. Levi couldn't see it because he was on the west side of that rain curtain, but he caught that little smaller tornado on the backside after that. So Levi's in the position of getting right in here so he can look back at it. Remember, northern Barton County, tough to get that digital service there, so that's why he's going to be in and out. As far as Ellsworth County, severe thunderstorm warning for potential that hail core to the north of the city of Ellsworth, and that's going to roll into Lincoln County. And just given the hail indications I'm seeing here, a severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln County, probably going to be likely at this point. So just anticipate that that's going to be coming out for you as that tracks over to the north. So you got the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning. And just a reminder, northwest Kansas later on, we are concerned about, thunderstorms are starting to develop now. So have you got it up?
Yep. All right, let's take a look at that new tornado watch. It was just issued. There it is right there. So this tornado watch goes until 2 a.m. tonight. We're talking about very large hail, possibly up to 4 inches. We have already seen that. Possibly 80-mile-per-hour winds and several tornadoes are possible with this. Once again, everything we've been talking about, the I-70 corridor near Hayes, Russell, that's just been the appetizer. The main event is coming tonight and gives you an idea how long it's going to last till 2 a.m. This is why we have been concerned, so we're just getting the show started. So it's going to be a long night out there. Keep it a KAKE. We will keep you posted. I'll send it back to Jay.
All right, you notice how the tornado watch is for a large swath of KAKE land. We're just starting to get things going here. Thunderstorms popping up in Wichita County. Remember, that's Wichita County, not the city of Wichita. Thunderstorms starting to develop in Thomas County. Thunderstorms starting to develop in Rollins County. We have our KAKE meteorologist and storm tracker Bryce Kintai basing in Oakley to cover northwest Kansas.
He's underneath the Leota storm now.
Okay, Bryce is?
Yes, same thing with Jake.
Are they both on the same storm?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we now have chasers getting into position for this storm that is just racing to the north. It's going to be interesting to see how they can keep up with them today, because those are racing to the north. Look at that thing take off and move compared to what's going on here in Russell County now, which is grinding eastward. Levi, are you with us? I think we lost Levi, so
I'll drop him.
Clear it, and we'll try to get him back in here when we can. The part of the thunderstorm where if another tornado is going to be produced is right now on the county line between Russell County and Barton County, right in the vicinity of Dubuque. I would go ahead and exercise those tornado precautions as this comes toward you. The hail threat is between you and I-70. And given on what we've seen earlier today, 2-inch plus hail, not out of the question. So is that a new tornado warning that's coming out? Yep, there it is. There's your new tornado warning for Barton County for Ellsworth County and for Russell County. As anticipated, they've just taken the box and they're shifting it down to the southeast. So next time we get a chance to talk to John and to Nolan, remember I was sending them down 141 here to K4 and saying get on K4. And so get with John and let us know when they get to Geneseo. So basically the intersection of K4 and K14, and then we can figure out what we're going for there. Fantastic. Okay, can I talk to John? John, can you hear me?
Yes, Jay, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. What's your location now?
So we're still on Ellsworth. We started to go down to K4. We pulled up on a accident. It doesn't look like it's weather related, so we pulled over. And as you can see, there's just a dramatic picture in front of us here. You can see kind of those dark clouds ahead of us. Not sure what I'm seeing right now, Jay, if you'll break it down for us.
Okay, let's get your location. I don't think you're on, are you on K4 or are you on K140 or K141?
We were on K14 heading south.
Oh, so you were south of Ellsworth heading on K14. So are you on K14 now or K4?
Yes, sir.
You're still on K14?
We're still on K14, but there's a wreck that's blocking our path right now, so we pulled off.
Okay, how far south of Ellsworth on K14 are you?
Let's see here. Jay, we're about 4 miles or so south of Ellsworth.
So you're sitting right in here, and your camera's pointing directly to the north, or what direction is the camera pointing?
We're pointing north, Jay.
Okay, so they're right here. They're 4 miles. They're pointing north. So what you're visualizing on the screen is the back edge of this thunderstorm that is lifting north of Ellsworth. Okay, so John, I want you to take the camera, and I want you to point it now almost due west, but just north of due west when you get a chance. So this thunderstorm
Yeah, Nolan, can you do that? Can you point the camera west is what he wants to see.
And so basically this thunderstorm that they're watching is retreating. All right. So we don't quite see it yet, but you say you're 4 miles south.
Right now.
You're 4 miles south of Ellsworth, right?
Of Ellsworth, yes, sir.
Okay, and you're sure you're on K14?
Yes, we just pulled off to the side, but
Okay.
K14 is
Here's the deal.
directly to the
Okay, here's the deal. There is a very powerful thunderstorm off to your northwest. It is moving towards your current position.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to, as soon as you can, get on K14 and head due south without delay, and I want you to get to at least K4. All right? I don't want you hanging out where you are right now because there's a thunderstorm that's going to be approaching you. I want you to get to K4 like we talked about earlier, please.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Okay, Deb wants to know if you can show the accident before you get out of there. Can you throw that? Because if you got, is it just?
Yeah. Nolan,
okay.
Can we pull out and show the accident that we were seeing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, John.
Oh, this is Levi.
Okay, Levi.
Okay.
Hang on, stand by, Levi. John, we're talking to John.
Yes, sir. So Nolan's going to take us out of where we were just now, and you should be able to see the accident coming up here.
Okay, please head south on K14 until you get, because you're already south of the city of Ellsworth, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, obviously you see the conga line of storm chasers. They're doing what you don't want to do. So, so go ahead and head south on K14 until you get to the intersection of K4. At that point, get back in touch with me, and I will direct you from there, okay?
Got it. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, John. Now let's go back to Levi. Levi, we got you back. Give us a position update and what's going on. Levi, you with me? We had Levi. It looks like we lost him. Okay, flush him and let's let him call in again.
Yeah, I wanted to relay information.
Go ahead, Cam.
Up in Nebraska, there's a large and dangerous tornado right on the border of our area. So it gives you an idea the environment is favorable for that type of stuff.
Okay, and you know what? That's good things to throw into there. Pull up the radar, put it behind you on the TV, and let's switch and let's talk about it. All right, so we're going to stay here. This is what since they were live about 4 miles south of Ellsworth, if their position in the game was correct, they're sitting right here, watching that thunderstorm go away. And I want to keep them away from this thing that's heading in their general direction. So I'm telling them to get down and call me at K4. And honestly, depending on the direction of that storm, I may send them down K14 all the way to Lyons at that point. So I'm taking care of my crew. I want to make sure they know what's going on. And hopefully Levi. And okay, let's go back over to David and Deb.
All right, thanks, Dave. We went to, do we have the video that I just sent you guys? I just got some video from Hayes from a Zoe Morris. She said it was kind of amusing, but actually it's not. It kind of shows just how dramatic the situation has become there, where there is a flash flooding warning until 6:15 tonight. And this is what she saw along 13th Street just a little while ago. Somebody turning that street, or well, Mother Nature has turned that street into a river, and somebody taking advantage of the fact that they can take their canoe or whatever kind of boat that is. It kind of looks like that. Fishing boat. I don't know if there's any good fishing going on right there, but 13th Street in Hayes has been turned into a river. And so that just shows how state police are saying, do not go out on those roads. If there is any water on those roads, just turn around. And here we see the different sizes of hail that have been falling.
And we do have Taryn Kitch on the phone with us now. She is in Hayes. She works at the 24/7 travel store there on North Vine, which is right up there by I-70. Hi, Taryn. Taryn, can you hear us?
Yep, sure can.
Okay. Taryn, if you would, I know I talked to you briefly. Just describe what today was like for you up there.
Right now, it's not so bad. About between 1:30 and 2, the hail just kind of came out of nowhere. It was like a super hot day. You know, I was wearing shorts. I was outside. And the sky just got real dark, and this massive hail just started coming down, just out of nowhere. And that lasted probably close to an hour, the hail and the wind and the rain. That finally let up a little bit. The hail got smaller, and then about 3:30-ish, it just started pouring rain, and it just now, has stopped. It's still pretty windy outside, and it's sprinkling a little bit, but it was a little hurricane here for a while.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And you said, how big was that hail?
The hail was probably about golf ball size, at least. Some pieces were definitely a little bit bigger than that.
Are you seeing flooding there? We've seen a lot in the Hayes area.
Say that again.
Are you seeing flooding there?
Flooding? Oh, yeah. The street that I take to get up work is pretty close to 13th Street, what you guys were just talking about, and I had to drive just right in the middle of the road, otherwise I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it was not the best experience.
I guess when that hail started hitting, what went through your mind?
I was really just worried about my windshield cracking or my house, a window getting cracked or something, because I park underneath a tree. I don't have a garage to park in, and I have a huge crack in my window. So my first thought was oh my God, what if it breaks and my car is flooded? Then what do I do? I got to go to work in a couple hours. So I was kind of just hoping for the best that nothing would happen, and thankfully nothing did. Driving up to work, I didn't really see any damage or anything. I'm not saying that there isn't any, but I just didn't see any on my route to work today.
Yeah, I think the windshield shops are going to be busy there for a week or two, probably. What kind of business is it that you work at?
Sorry, say that one more time.
What kind of a place is it where you work?
I'm sorry, I'm still just having some trouble hearing you.
A gas station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you seeing people there with? Are you still there right now?
Oh yeah, there have been people here. There's this group of bikers that have been here the last 2.5 hours.
Oh my gosh!
Just waiting it out.
Can imagine what they went through.
Yeah, they they're coming and asking me, we're trying to go east. What should I do? I'm like, I don't know if east is your best option right now, so probably just wait it out a little bit.
Actually, a lot of directions in Hayes may not be good right now. How able are people to drive around in there with all that flooding going on?
The flooding's making it pretty hard to get around, but there's still people definitely out and about. People here aren't super scared to drive on the streets. There's definitely been a good number of people that are from out of town that have pulled over at the gas stations here, because there's about 4 of them that surround the interstate right here, and a good handful of them are still just waiting out for it to at least go down a little bit.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I can't imagine being on a motorcycle in the middle of this.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, if there's a motel around, they might want to check in for a little while.
Oh yeah, the good thing for us, there's 3 motels just right down the street from us, so I told a couple people, maybe it wouldn't hurt to just stay for a night.
Yes. Well, Taryn, are any of those bikers close by that we could talk to see what their experience was?
Yeah, let me run and go get one of them real quick for you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So that is Taryn Kitch. She works at the 24/7 travel store right there on I-70. So I'm sure a lot of people have stopped.
A lot of people, right.
Yeah.
Probably nobody with a greater stories than the motorcyclists. Imagine what that would have felt like and sounded like.
Getting hit
that
by,
hail and
yeah.
just coming right at them. That obviously would be an incredibly dangerous situation if
Oh,
you're going at anything of a clip along the highway and that hail is smacking you in the face.
Yeah, and Taryn was saying that hail, golf ball size, ping pong size.
And even softball size.
Yeah,
in some
was
places.
for an hour.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's a lot of hail, and there's going to be. We had talked to Brenda about thinking that she's probably going to have some roof damage. Probably a lot of repair kind of companies are going. Unfortunately, right now everybody's low on supplies, and so everybody's going to be needing a lot of repair for a lot of time in that area.
Yeah. I was just going to say we're waiting for Taryn. She's going to try to get one of these bikers to come talk to us. And at this point, though, if we don't have it, Jen? Okay. Just if we would, I'm going to, can we show some more pictures? No pictures to show right now. All right,
Okay.
Jay, we're going to send it.
All right, let's go back over. Levi is joining us on the phone again. Levi, what have you got? Where are you?
I am just east of the town of Odin right now and heading east, trying to get out in front. About 8 minutes ago, I actually got a clear view of the wall cloud back in that rain right before it got rain wrapped, and still not.
All right, you're breaking up a bit. Try it again. Try it one more time. The reason I'm asking you is there's some pretty good rotation right along the Russell County, Barton County line. Is that what you were talking about, seeing the wall cloud?
I am, yes.
Okay, and
Right as it was tightening up is when it got rain wrapped.
okay, all right. So, and you say you're near Hitchman?
Odin, right now.
Oh, you're near Otis. Okay, are you how far east of Otis are you? All right.
1 mile.
You're 1 mile east of Otis. So you drop down. You're Otis or Olmutz?
1 second, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think you're back to the southwest. I think you're probably because you were going east of Sault-Saint. That would put you over near Hitchman or Dubuque, south of Dubuque, heading towards Ellsworth County.
I dropped south of there.
Drop south?
I dropped south about 5 miles, and now I am about 6 miles northwest of Claflin right now.
You're 6 miles north. That makes more sense. So you're down here 6 miles northwest of Claflin. So he's good, still positioned here. And yeah, it looks like there's rain between you and the area of circulation around Dubuque. So if you're in your shelters in Dubuque, stay down in your shelters at this point. This area of circulation, if it's going to produce a tornado, is right on the county line, Russell County, Barton County. So Dubuque over towards Hitchman and then into Ellsworth County. You're under the tornado warning too, including Holyrood. So Holyrood, now's the time to exercise those tornado precautions because there might be rain between you and where that tornado develops. As far as Hoisington goes, this is not going to be near you. It's going to stay to your northeast. And last time I talked to my crew, they were on K14, 4 miles south of Ellsworth. Can we get an update on where they are in K14 in terms of over towards K4? I want to make sure that I keep John and Mr. Roth out of harm's way at this point. So upstairs in the booth, please give me a position when you get a chance. Okay, he's not on IFB, but as soon as he gets in, hopefully that looks good news. The fact is, the good picture is that they're running south, so hopefully that they're running south on K14. And honestly, I may tell them to continue south on K14 down to Lyon, since this has made more of a turn down to the southeast. So, Levi, I know you said you were northwest of Claflin. Have you got a decent road? Are you going to be able to jog all the way over and pick up K156, or how's it looking for you?
I can, actually, yes. I do have a clear concrete road going all the way over there.
Okay, excellent. So good. I'm feeling good about your position now. And still, if we're gonna see a tornado, it's got to be right in here, right in Dubuque, just to the southwest of Dubuque. And so while he gets in the position here, this is a hail core that's crossing I-70. So Ellsworth County and southern Lincoln County under that severe thunderstorm. But we've been concentrating here. But we can't stop talking about what's going to happen later on today. Let's go over to meteorologist Cameron Venable. Cameron, what else is happening to our west?
Well, to our west in southwestern Nebraska, just northwest of our area, we're talking about a large and dangerous confirmed tornado. It's a PDS, particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. On top of that, it gives you an idea. That's what we're likely to deal with tonight because this tornado watch is a PDS tornado watch, meaning it's a particularly dangerous situation because we have tornadoes likely. Some could be strong, hail up to 4 inches in diameter, and possibly 75 to 80 mile per hour winds. So it's been kind of active so far, the I-70 corridor, but it's probably going to get a lot more active. This is what we've been talking about the last couple days, all morning, all day. So we're getting into the main event fairly soon. So we will be watching it. I'm going to keep looking at social media, see if I can find some pictures, and I'll send it over to Deb.
All right, thanks so much, Cameron. And we do have someone from Hayes. Well, he's not from Hayes, but he was traveling through Hayes on a motorcycle.
Of all things. Knows very well how active I-70 has been. That's where he was traveling along. He's now at the 24/7 Travel Plaza in Hayes. His name is Cujo. Cujo, how many people are you just traveling by yourself?
No, sir. There's 5 of us in a support vehicle.
So when did this start hitting you?
It started hitting us west of here, coming out of Denver. It wasn't as far as Denver, but we were probably about 40 miles west of here.
And what did you first experience? Was it the hail?
It was just outside, just east of Waukene.
And what did you see?
It wasn't bad. It was nice. It was sunny, and then you see this wall of dark black cloud, and we knew we were going to run into it. But the radar was showing us on our phones that it was going to move past. It was moving northeast, but then it kind of stalled along I-70 and started kind of going along I-70 eastbound. So we've been stuck behind it for probably about the last 3.5, almost 4 hours.
So did you encounter that hail at all while you were on the highway? Did you encounter the hail?
Yes, we got it got up to be about nickel size.
Wow. And how many miles did you travel in that hail?
Probably about 15 to 20 miles.
Wow. And how fast were you going?
We only got we were doing maybe 45.
Oh.
They were people pulled off in their cars. State Patrol actually rolled up on us one time and escorted us for a little ways.
Okay.
They asked if we were okay, and we kind of gave him a thumbs up, and he goes, "You guys got hail in front of you," and that's when it started. So we pulled off here in Hayes.
What did that sound like on your helmet?
We're probably going to have to stay the night because we're headed that direction, and we're just going to keep running into it.
That's a good idea. Yeah, and I think David was asking, what did it sound like, but what did it feel like being pelted by that hail?
Yeah, it was very painful. We all have full face helmets, so that helps, but it still hurts when it hits you.
Oh my gosh, do you have bruises? Any damage?
No. It was luckily not. No, because these are all expensive motorcycles, but it's I have a passenger, and another friend of mine has a passenger, and then like I said, we have a support vehicle, but it's just too much to try to handle going east, continue east with this thing. It's kind of stopped. You've had like 2 or 3 storms run into one storm.
Well, it sounds like you're as equipped as a motorcycle rider can be. You have quite a group there, and you're fairly protected. You have your helmet was pretty much covering your entire face, so it wasn't like flying into your face.
Yes, the full face helmets really help, but we're all drenched and we're just looking for somewhere to dry our clothes.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh my gosh.
So what are your plans now?
What's that?
What are your plans now? Are you just going to stay there for a while?
We're going to stay and then head out probably early, for like 4 o'clock in the morning before the sun comes up, because it's supposed to start up here again tomorrow about 8 o'clock from what I've been told.
Yeah.
So we're going to beat it out of here before it gets here.
All right, Cujo, thank you so much for talking with us. We really appreciate it, and you have a safe trip.
Yeah, everybody needs to be safe out there. If you don't need to be out, don't go out. Just stay home.
Good advice. Yep. Turn around, don't drown.
And don't get hit by hail.
Yeah, you need to come up with one of those.
All right, thanks, Cujo. Thanks for your time. Boy, there you hear right there. That's about as dramatic as it can be. Just somebody just exposed to the elements, this pounding down on I-70, and they put up with it for 15 miles, which is pretty amazing. Even at 45 miles an hour, that's going to be rough coming right down on you.
Yeah, and even though it was small, when you're heading straight into it, I can't even imagine. I mean, it's bad enough when you're inside your car.
Right.
So, and I know, Jay, you've been tracking these storms for us. Seems like they're moving out of the Hayes-Russell area at this point?
Round one is, but we could still see more storms earlier tonight. All right, just got a report. Our crew is near Geneseo now. That's the intersection of K14 and K4. If they got video, if they got a shot up, if so, let's get one looking back to the northwest. They can hang out there for a little while.
They want us looking back to the northwest.
Hey, John, I can hear you on K. Can you hear me?
Hi, Jay. I can hear you. How you doing?
I am well. So you guys, are you right at the intersection? I see you're approaching the intersection of K14 and K4, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's a perfect place to set up.
Yes, sir. We are turning around.
Well, that way you can set up, you can shoot back up to the northwest. That's the thunderstorm that has the tornado warning, and it's headed in your direction. But as long as you stay at that intersection, then as necessary, you can take K4 farther south. So stay close to the intersection. Don't get away from the intersection. That way, when it gets closer, you can head back south on K4 down towards Lyons as soon as this gets uncomfortably close to you. Is that good?
Got it. And it's just a dramatic scene that you can see ahead of us. We were driving south, and a lot of cars are heading this way, and it's just completely different from what we were driving in Ellsworth. It was like all of a sudden things were just gone, things died down, and things are staying calm for now, Jay.
All right, we're double boxed, and leave the double box up because they're right here. They're at the intersection of K14 and K4 near Geneseo, and they're looking off to the northwest. So the thunderstorm that has the tornado warning, what you are seeing, the outer edges of, is 12 miles away. So they're 12 miles away from the thunderstorm. And yes, it is going to head towards them, but that's why I have them parked at this intersection. As it gets a little closer, they can just slide down K4 down towards Lyons, and then it'll just roll north of them and eventually off to the east of them. So they're perfectly positioned where they can observe and keep an eye on this storm. So as you watch from your vantage point towards the northwest, you're looking back towards the rain shaft. And John, this is where we're going to look for the lowered cloud base. You've already got a lowered cloud base there because you're seeing the rain shaft. But you're positioned to where if a tornado is going to be developing with this thunderstorm, you're right in the spot where you're going to be able to see it. I'm going to go over to the velocity data here, and this is a rotating thunderstorm. So I'm going to zoom in kind of tight. Where you see the green, that's coming towards, that's going away. So right there is the area of circulation. Again, the crew is 12 miles from the leading edge of the rain, and you'll see that back inside the rain core is where we have the circulation. So I'm not going to let them get anywhere, close to this thing. We're going to use their video while we can. But John, it's up to you, and it's up to Nolan. As soon as you start to feel a little uncomfortable, gets a little close, just slide on down K4, and we'll pick it up from there. Okay?
Okay, we'll stay for as long as we can. Just give us a note if we need to dip out. Okay.
Okay. Trust me, your spidey sense will tingle, and if you're not comfortable and want to get out of there, that's perfectly fine. Let's take his shot full since he's kind of panning back over to more to the northwest here. And we'll get a good look at it. So it's getting a good panorama of the shot. So that is the storm that is moving in from Barton County. And he's right on the Ellsworth County, Rice County line pretty much at this point, the intersection of, like I said, K14 and K4. And that's the storm that's currently under tornado warning. And Levi, are you still with us?
I am, yes. I am approaching the town of Holyrood right now.
Okay, so you've made it all the way down. Okay, so give me the radar behind me here. We'll kind of get everything set back up. And so you're right here, Levi. So Levi, and if we got his stream yet? Any chance? Let's try to refresh Levi's stream. And so Levi, tell us, you're a lot closer. So you're right here, the leading edge, and you are very well positioned. What's going on from your vantage point?
Well, currently right now I am heading east right now because the leading edge is right.
Yeah, you say the leading edge is right on you, and I do agree. He's kind of going in and out, but the area of the rotating part of the thunderstorm is just to his northwest. So if there's going to be a tornado threat, if one's developed, it's going to be to the northwest because he's right now on K. You're on K156 currently, correct?
No, I'm actually on Avenue T.
Okay, but you're
on the north side of town.
You're on the north side of town, but that's the southwest to northeast road, right?
Yes.
The main drag?
Yes.
Okay, that's also K156. So the circulation is 6 miles to your northwest. So I'm sure you're very well of that. Are you heading northeastbound on 156, or what's your plan now?
Actually, no. Here, I'm sorry. I'm on Avenue T, and it's an east and west road that goes through town.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming in from the west side of town, and about ready to turn to the west. But right now, it's just looking like a big wall of rain with a strong leaning edge at the moment.
Okay, so the area of circulation is right back here, not necessarily producing a tornado at the moment. Let's go over the correlation coefficient. We'll look back up in here, and okay, it's a little noisy signature, so really not a good tell if something's going on. But if there is a tornado being produced, it's going to be to the northwest of Hollywood by about 6 miles. So if you're in Hollywood, it's a go ahead and take those tornado precautions. Stay down in your shelters at this point if you're already there, and we'll let this storm kind of roll by at this point. Other thunderstorms we're watching, still the large hail producers rolling out of Ellsworth County right up K14 over towards Lincoln. I do firmly expect this severe thunderstorm warning that includes Lincoln County to be extended up to the north. Russell, you got another round of heavy rain and the potential for some golf ball plus hail heading your way with that storm. No, Levi's stream was up and then it went away. Levi, unfortunately, your stream's kind of playing peekaboo with us because of where you are in KAKE land right now. So hopefully we'll get that popped up here pretty soon. Do we have any other storm reports? Cam, you got any storm reports? Got anything else you want to share with us? David, Deb, anything going on over there?
Yeah, it looks like we have same thing, some funnel cloud reports and a brief touchdown in Barton County. The same thing we talked about.
Where in Barton County?
That's Claflin.
Near Claflin. Okay.
Yeah.
And I got to admit, Levi, there was a report of a potential brief touchdown near Claflin. You were right near there at the time of that report. What were you seeing at that time?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What'd you say?
We had a report of maybe a brief touchdown right around Claflin about the same time you would have been in the vicinity. Did you remember seeing anything at that point?
No. I do see a lowering on the storm to the of me, actually, along 156.
Okay, so you got a lowering, and basically it's kind of, I would assume, kind of heading right towards you at this point.
No, I'm sorry. The storm that is currently north of Ellsworth, I can see a strong wall cloud coming down to the ground. No ground contact, but I can see a lowering back there.
So you're in Hollywood right now.
Yes.
Okay, and that storm is 15 miles away from you.
Yes.
Okay, so you think you're from 15 miles away, you think you can determine that?
I can determine or anything, but I can definitely determine rotation.
But from your vantage point, you do see a lowering at that point and a large rotating thunderstorm.
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good.
You might be able to see on the stream here in a little bit.
Okay, yeah, we're efforting. Did the stream come up? No. Okay. So let's go back over to the velocity mode. As far as anything that's obvious on the radar at this point, Levi, it's what's just northwest now, about 5 miles from your location. That's the rotating part of the thunderstorm using the Wichita radar. Not really seeing anything indicative of strong rotation with the Ellsworth County storm. So are you in town proper, or are you what are you doing as far as, are you going back down to the west? Are you going to the south? What direction are you heading out from Hollywood?
Okay, I currently just went 2 miles northeast of Hollywood at the moment, and I am pulling over on a road to kind of determine what's the next move, to either stay with the storm that's approaching Hollywood or maybe go up to the storm up in Ellsworth.
Okay, the storm up at Ellsworth, just FYI, is not showing any rotational signatures on radar. And what you're on is kind of the storm of the moment. What's basically looks like it's going to overtake you in your current position.
Yes, you're correct about that.
Okay, so I didn't know if maybe you wanted to jog back down to the south or southwest to kind of before it rolls over the top of you and stay with that one. Plus, I think the flow from this storm is going to disrupt any inflow into the northern storm and take away any kind of tornado play on that one.
That is true, yeah.
Okay, so I'm with Levi Ward. He's our KAKE First Alert Storm Tracker. And Russell, you got a nice little big hail producer going on there that we're continuing to track. The tornado warning is still in effect. Let me kind of give you an update on the time here. It includes Ellsworth County, it includes Barton County and Russell County, and that's going to go until 5:30 Central Time. And then we're going to watch later on more thunderstorms develop across parts of western Kansas.
Red.
What have you got?
Someone's calling red.
Go. You're live on KAKE. Hello? Hello? I guess it dropped. All right, let's go back. Let's go back over here. go back over to the desk.
All right, we are joined now by one of the emergency managers for Ellis County, where Hays is located, Darren Myers. Mr. Myers? Are you there?
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
Hopefully we will hang up and try again, because we need to get some information from him. He's seen, actually I called him a while ago, and he just called and said that he was waiting to get the full assessment of what is happening up there, because so much has happened. We've seen incredible size hail today. We've seen amazing flooding that has, we saw one street in Hays that was turned into a river. Somebody was using their canoe to go down it. So obviously some very serious situations. There's a flooding warning in effect right now, flash flooding warning for the Hays area until another hour from now. And it sounds like from some of the people we've talked to that water is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's very tough to get around Hays right now.
Yeah, and just from being around it, it fills up so quickly, but then it subsides and goes down. So hopefully with the rain stopping in that area, it will go down. Do we have Mr. Myers yet, Ellen?
Okay, apparently not.
So we're still working on that. Can we pull up some of those pictures and that video of the hail from earlier so we can show people who are just now tuning in? There was a major storm that moved through Hays, Victoria, Shinshin, that whole area up there kind of in northwest Kansas, and it dropped some big hail. We had a picture of like a softball or grapefruit sized hail, and we had video too. If we could get that, Matthew, can we get that pulled up? Okay. We're waiting on that. So we've had some reports of some damage, broken windshields, probably roof damage, that type of thing.
Yeah, once people get out and see what's going on, because right now they're getting pounded with rain, and so apparently people aren't going to be going outside for a while. But we had talked to a motorcyclist who was with a group of about 5 who were traveling along I-70 to Indianapolis, and they just got whacked by that hail, and they still stayed on their bikes for about 15 miles, and then they got off at the 24/7 travel plaza in Hays, and they say they're going to make that their home for the next day, and
he
going to
said
leave
they're
tomorrow
gonna
morning.
Look for some a hotel or something to stay in,
or
trying to get
something
ahead of the storms for tomorrow. Can you imagine? But yeah, so that area has just been pounded, and Jay says this is just round 1. There's going to be more coming. We're going to send it back to Jay, and then when we get that interview set up, we'll be back with you shortly.
Sounds good. And now let's go over to Levi. Are you with us? Levi, are you with us? I guess Levi got cut off, so dump him and hopefully he'll call back here. All right. Okay, so let's go back over and show you that the tornado warning a new one has been issued here. And this is for Ellsworth County until 6 p.m. It's the storm that we've been talking about that's been producing over and over and over again. There's the new box, and it does include the city of Ellsworth. Did have Levi on the phone there, but then it looks like we got cut off. And hopefully he'll call back soon because he was in Holyrood, and that thunderstorm was kind of bearing down on him at this point. So they're going to continue the tornado warning based on a radar indication at this point, I'm going to assume. If it's not radar indicated, let me know. Because this is where we have the area rotation, but we haven't been able to confirm a circulation inside there. So it's just radar-based, right?
Yeah, it's radar.
It's just radar-based at this point. Okay, so we're continuing to watch that one, and hopefully Levi will be calling us back soon. Severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln County, south of Lincoln, and that thunderstorm is going to roll towards Lincoln. I expect a new severe thunderstorm warning to be issued. Do we have Nolan and John? Do we have their shot available?
I think Levi's back.
Levi, are you with me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, give me John's video. And Levi, what's going on from your location, and where are you?
From my location, I am 1 mile to the east of the town of Holyrood, and I'm currently looking due north at the rotation of the cell that is directly north of there. And right now, it is still not looking as major as it was earlier, but there is still an obvious rotation going on.
Okay, so we do have a rotating thunderstorm, and we're not looking live from Levi. We're still trying to refresh his stream and get it up and going. So all right, so we'll continue looking at that. Hopefully we'll get us through. But what you're looking at is from Nolan Roth and from John Hays, who are at the intersection of K4 and K14 near Geneseo, and You can see the wheat waving there. John, can you hear me?
Yes, Jay.
Okay, all right. So we're looking at your live shot now, and the thunderstorm as it continues to approach you. You're looking kind of due northwest. You may want to look slightly more to the west, just a little bit here. Just a little
Slightly
rotation
more
to the left
west,
with the county,
Nolan, if you
with the camera. Just slightly move to the left, not much, but they got
Nolan
the
is
leading
moving
edge of that storm rolling towards you. Oh, that looks really good, very nice. Okay, so at your location, looks like the wind's coming in out of the south a little bit, but it's still pretty far away from you. How are you feeling about it? What are you seeing?
Yeah, we're still feeling pretty good right now. We've just been kind of monitoring these clouds. We just saw a little bit of lightning here. I don't know if you all were able to see that on your screen, but it seems like the worst of it is to the north of us, and we're just kind of keeping an eye on things, feeling things out, and we'll dip out when we feel that it's appropriate to, but right now there isn't much signs of anything happening here other than, like I said, the lightning off in the distance and these dark clouds off in the distance as well, Jay.
All right, so they're sitting right here at the intersection of K14 and K4 and looking off to the west-northwest, and that's the thunderstorm that still continues to have the tornado warning with it. And Levi has been in a position, he's over near Hollywood, and it is a rotating thunderstorm, but we're not seeing a real strong, what we call gate-to-gate rotation at this point. And Levi, let's get you involved here, and you're still not seeing anything that indicates a tornado at this point, correct?
Hey, Jay, we have a new tornado warning with a confirmed tornado up in Rawlins County.
Okay, let's go over to Cam.
All right, so let's take a look at this. This tornado warning just got issued. I was going to actually mention this a little bit ago, that it sure enough looks like it is rotating. This is north of Atwood in Rawlins County. This is a confirmed tornado. It's most likely right about there, almost on the county line, moving into Nebraska. It's moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So lately we've been dealing with, is it producing a tornado or not? That's not the case with this one up in Rawlins County. We're in northwest Kansas right now, but you can see clear as day that rotation right there just on the reflectivity alone. But if we look at the velocity, let's take a peek at that and see how that's looking. Get in there a little tighter. Not a great velocity signature, but we are getting reports of an observed tornado from storm spotters. So that gives you an idea. This tornado is right about here. So this is the latest tornado warning. This is a confirmed tornado. This report is in Herndon, but it's looking back to the northwest. So the tornado is up here. It looks like it's just to the north of Ludell, and that's going to be moving northeast into Nebraska. So that is the latest on this tornado warning that did just get issued. I'll send it back to Jay.
All right, in just a second, let's put that tornado watch map up in a second, get everybody familiar with that. We are playing watch and wait across western Kansas to see more thunderstorms develop. These thunderstorms that are rolling through Logan County right now towards Oakley, if they pop back up, more severe thunderstorm warning. So this is where the severe weather is concentrated now. It's in north central Kansas. But later tonight, we're still concerned about more severe thunderstorms, including a tornado threat. A significant tornado threat developing across western Kansas and then making its way eastward. At the current time, the city of Wichita and Sedgwick County is not part of the tornado watch, and that goes all the way until 2 in the morning. So, we're talking about a long window here that is open for the severe potential. As we take you back into the tornado warning that's in effect for Ellsworth County, large hail, in addition to that tornado threat, that's about to, rail right over into the town of Ellsworth. And given the history of storms today, larger than ping pong balls, probably tennis balls, are possible with this thunderstorm if this holds together. What's rolling north on K14 in the northern parts of Lincoln County, that's still the potential for larger than quarter-size hail. Any luck with, Levi, you still on the phone with us? Any update from your position? Okay, let's go over to Deb and David.
Hey, we have one of the emergency managers now we were trying to talk to before, Darren Myers from Ellis County, where Hayes is located. Mr. Myers, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, thanks for joining us. So what are you seeing? You've been out surveying what is going on up there. We have a lot of rain, hail. What is the situation up there?
The storms have kind of passed us at this point, and we released all of our storm spotters. They're going out and starting doing initial surveys and damage assessments. Basically, at this point, we've looked at probably receiving 2 to 3 plus inches of rain in certain locations, central and eastern Ellis County. Several reports and pictures of baseball plus size hail. And we did have a couple confirmed touchdown of tornadoes from trained storm spotters, basically in the south and the southeast part of the county. However, at this point, we're not seeing any damage from the tornadoes. Luckily, at this point, and no injuries. A lot of street flooding, but it does seem like the water is starting to recede at this point.
Okay. All right.
And you mentioned that baseball plus size hail. Any damage that you're finding from that?
Yeah, I know we've got several body shops already putting media posts out there to contact them for help with assistance for hail damage, but we did have firefighter vehicles and deputy vehicles get damaged and windshields busted out from being out spotting the weather.
Oh my goodness, were you in the middle of it?
We had fire crews surrounded throughout the county monitoring the weather as it came through, because we had the initial reports of tornado or rotation in the clouds before the tornado warnings were issued. So we were on top of that and making sure our sirens were sounded in different areas of the county.
We saw one picture of I-70. The water had come up onto the highway. Is that, do you know, is that still the situation there? Is the water quickly receding?
I'm not sure how quickly it's receding. I do know traffic was at a standstill on I-70, but I believe it's back moving again.
And what about in town? We had a picture from someone on 13th Street. There was someone in a boat paddling around. It looked like a river.
Yeah, there was probably a foot to 2 foot of water over 13th Street there. Yeah, I did see that video. Not wise, but yeah, we did have significant flooding throughout the towns of Hayes and Munger as well.
Yeah, 2 feet. I mean, that just shows why, and I'm sure you want to repeat that message that emergency officials always say in these situations. If you see water on a road, just don't go there because you don't know how deep it is.
Correct, yeah. It's different areas, and you can never know what's underneath it. We've had some other rains in the here in the past couple of weeks that washed out some roads, but you have no idea what's underneath you and how susceptible that is to collapse. And whether you're in a boat or a vehicle, it's just best to find a different way around, or just not get in it or get out in it at all.
And as far as injuries, have you heard of any injuries from the storm at all?
No injuries that I know of at this point. I don't think we had too many rescue calls throughout the incident. We had a vehicle accident right before the storm, a couple of slide-offs, and there was an injury accident on the interstate, a rollover, but I believe it was a non-injury accident. So at this point, I don't think there's any major injuries.
So the precipitation is all stopped now, even the rain has stopped?
Yeah, the rain has stopped, and it almost looks like the sun is shining at this point. I'm back upstairs out of our basement, our EOC, so we have a little break here for the next couple hours.
Yeah, break. I know Jay said there's more coming.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yes, I just got off the phone with the National Weather Service out of Dodge City, and they're kind of anticipating the weather in our area to start picking back up again around the 8 o'clock again tonight.
Well, stay safe up there, Mr. Myers, and thank you very much for sharing your time with us. And we wish the best for your area and obviously for all of Kentucky tonight. Have a great night.
Kansas.
All right. I'm sorry, Kansas, sir.
Thank you, Darren.
Old habits. I am in Kansas now, not Kentucky.
Jay, John wants to know if it's okay for him to head to Hayes to get some of the video of that damage and the flooding and all of that.
Okay, here's the deal. They're right now at this intersection, and if they head over on K4, they're going to get at the southern edge of this thunderstorm is going to catch with them, and even over Sault-Saint. So I would not head directly to Hayes at this point. Once they are not comfortable in their current position, I would slide south down to Lyons and then come across K96 and then head over to 183 and head up through La Crosse and Shinshin to get into Hayes. At that point, I would not use K4 unless these storms start taking a little more to the north. But that's just maybe a little too close to call. But once he wants to leave Geneseo, head down to Lyons, pick up. I'm sorry, that's US 56. Pick up 56, take it into Great Bend, and then go through Great Bend over to La Crosse, up 183 that way. So I would not use K4. We do have the tornado warning still in effect for Ellsworth County. And Levi, you back on the phone with us?
I am, yes.
Okay, Levi, update us on your current position and what you got.
currently directly south of Holyrood on K4 heading east. Try getting back in front of this. And from my vantage point, I am not seeing clear rotation. There's a large curtain of rain between me and the rotation at the moment.
Okay.
So from my vantage point, can't really see it.
And it is a rotating thunderstorm, but this is some pretty weak rotation. So tell you what, Levi, hang with us. I want to go back over to Cameron. Cameron, you actually have some video of that storm southwest of Ellsworth.
Yeah, I do have some video from that storm southwest of Ellsworth. This is Chris Nessman again, Tulsa meteorologist, letting us use his video. So it gives you an idea. This is the storm we've been tracking, watching. You can see definitely a mean storm. There's all the precipitation there. But as you look, cloud bases are a little lower. And if you watch a little bit right here, there's a little bit of rotation within the clouds. Makes sense. It's a supercell storm after all. I do want to get back to our storm that is over here, though. And you'll notice this hook is very well defined. Continues to have a confirmed tornado northwest of Herndon by about 6 miles. So if we plot that and get in there a little tighter, so that gives you an idea. That's probably where the tornado is in Rawlins County. That's going to be the extreme northeastern part of Rawlins County. Another spot to look at, Ludell, so you're well south of it, but north of Ludell, really to the northwest of Herndon right there. This is moving northeast at about 20 miles per hour, so it's moving fairly slow, but that's what we're watching at the moment. This is a confirmed tornado once again. The Ellsworth storm and some of the other storms have been radar indicated, starting to go down a little bit, but this is a confirmed tornado. And unfortunately, this is just the start of the show, because we do have this tornado watch in effect. It is a PDS, a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch, in effect until 2 a.m. for almost all of western Kansas. We're looking at the possibility of 4-inch diameter hail. We have already seen that type of hail, 80-mile-per-hour winds, and we've seen a handful of tornadoes, and more tornadoes, some strong, could be possible. Unfortunately, we're just getting this show started, so definitely have to keep it a cake. Now send it back.
All right, and I'm just going to go to western Kansas for a sec. Here we are in Logan County. We already have 2 thunderstorms, one near Winona, one to the southwest of Russell Springs. And given this environment, I'd be concerned about these, either one of them, wrapping up and potentially developing tornadoes. Cam, when you get a chance, let's get Bryce Kintai's position updated.
They are near that Leotis, or the Russell Springs storm.
The Russell Spring, the north or the south storm?
Let me double check.
Okay, and is Jake in the same vicinity with him, or is Jake in a different spot?
Jake's in the same vicinity.
They're both in the same vicinity.
Yep.
All right, well, at some point we'll start using Bryce. Should we start getting tornado warnings there? Let's get back into north central Kansas and notice how other hail cores are popping up here in Barton County, Susank, over towards Millburger, and so is Nolan and John? Are they still at K14 and K4? Okay, so they're okay. Well, okay, got it. So they're going down to Lyons, and then they're going to go on 56 and get over. Is there a plan to go to Hayes? Is that it? Yeah. Okay.
They're going to try to go get video of the damage and flooding.
Okay. Yeah. As far as damage, that would have been hail damage, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And especially south of Hayes, as they go up on 183 between Shinshin and Hayes, that's where if there's going to be any hail damage, that's where they'll pick that up. But still, the potential for very large hail about to roll into Ellsworth. So even though the city of Ellsworth, you're under a tornado warning right now, if you're in Ellsworth proper, I would get ready for anywhere from larger than ping pong ball to tennis ball size hail about to roll into town. It's going to come in from the west, and it's going to be wind driven. So this has the potential to smash a lot of windows and do quite a lot of damage in Ellsworth proper too. So the tornado threat is down to your south, but let me kind of zoom in a little tighter. Here it is rolling along K140 now. Where K140 comes down from the northwest and starts to make that turn to a due east shot before it gets into town. So that's where you have that potential very large hail, and if that core stays attacked, that's going to get into Ellsworth and even potentially over towards Canopolis and Carniero, and then it gets into Saline County. So this is kind of a heads up for what's going on in Salina. So let's go to our live camera. This is atop the roof of KSAL in Salina. This is the Ellsworth County storm that we're watching that is going to be moving in from the west here. You can see the clearly defined shelf on the front of that. Let me go back over to Cameron. Cam?
Okay, so we got an update on that tornado warning in Rawlins County. It's an extremely large and dangerous tornado. It's a PDS tornado warning. It's northwest of Herndon by about 6 miles. It's moving to the northeast at 20. So this is a large and dangerous tornado confirmed. And you can start to see the velocity as I get out of the way. You can see that right there. So it is starting to show a stronger couplet with this. This is the first real evidence of that, but we have multiple storm chasers, law enforcement. They're seeing a large and dangerous tornado in the northeastern part of Rawlins County. It is northwest of Herndon. It is tracking to the northeast into Nebraska fairly soon, but it's moving slow at about 20 miles per hour. So I wanted to give an update on that because, once again, we have multiple storms with tornado warnings and some of them with large tornadoes. Now, I'll send it back to Jay.
So now let's go back and show you a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. This is for Barton County and Russell County until 6:15, and it's two separate storms, but they've kind of haloed both of them with one polygon. So northeast of Russell heading towards Lucas, again, based on what we've already had today, you get radar indications like that. You're talking larger than golf balls, larger than ping pong ball size hail. Same thing as you head south of Russell on 281, right at the Barton County line, and that's going to be tracking over towards I-70, and that has the potential to bring some of that larger hail into Bunker Hill. So if you're in Bunker Hill, you need to get ready for the potential for the large hail threat. Let me kind of zoom in across Ellsworth County. Remember, we do have the tornado warning, but we also have the severe thunderstorm warning to the south. South of the city of Lincoln along K14, that's quarter plus hail tracking to the north. And then, okay, I know you're under a tornado warning, but honestly, the circulation here is not what it was. This is really starting to weaken. This is good news in terms of a tornado threat. Levi, are you still with us? You still on the phone?
I am, yes.
Okay, Levi. On radar, this is still look like a big hail producer, but as far as the tornado threat, that looks like it's really ramped down at the current time.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. It's not looking too good from my vantage point. The wall cloud just looks very weak at the moment. Not really much rotation going on.
So what's your plan? Are you on the move, or are you parked somewhere?
I am currently heading east on K4, about ready to get to the K14 intersection, and I'm thinking I'm going to head north and get a better view of this.
Okay, so once you get to Geneseo, you're going to stay basically on this storm?
Yes.
Okay, all right. There's another storm back over to the west of that that's kind of a hail producer over towards Susank, and there's more development down between you and Hoisington now. So as you're moving eastbound on Geneseo, we're starting to see from Cheyenne Bottoms, looks like new towers, new convection starting to develop, new updrafts forming thunderstorms. So that may be the new parent storm, and as those updrafts get more mature, we'll see how the storm that you are currently on to your north handles that. That may be something that starts to limit its shelf life here pretty soon here. All right. So, okay. So just keep in touch with us as that goes on. But what's happening is these thunderstorms are starting to pop. And as they do with the environment the way it is, this storm may weaken because that one is going to strengthen. And given the environment, if this one strengthens enough, then we'll be looking along the southern edge of this storm from Hoisington down to Cheyenne Bottoms. And then we start to get into Rice County at that point, over towards Lyons as a kind of a head up as this thunderstorm starts to evolve. But at least in terms of a tornado threat at the current time, this is looking really, really good. I'm very happy with what we're seeing as far as not seeing a lot of circulation. We've been talking about, yes, it's been a rotating thunderstorm, but we never had that stinger that we associate with a tornado warning. And as that slides into Ellsworth and just southwest of Ellsworth, that area rotation is much weaker. So in terms of a tornado threat, we're not as concerned, but that's the big hail threat that's still rolling in. So very large, damaging hail, easily golf ball size and larger, is the western edge of Ellsworth and is moving into Ellsworth. Plus we have these other two hail cores of the very large hail that continue to develop to the northeast. So tornado warning in effect for Ellsworth County, including the city of Ellsworth down to the south. Severe thunderstorm warning for Ellsworth and Lincoln County from the city of Ellsworth to not quite the city of Lincoln. Severe thunderstorm warning for Russell County, including Lucas, but not the city of Russell, and then down over towards Dubuque, and it does dip into Barton County just as far south as about Susank. And quite frankly, as this new thunderstorm development takes off here near Hoisington and north of Cheyenne Bottoms, if that matures a little more, we're probably going to have to see an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning. other severe thunderstorm warnings in effect across western Kansas, that Logan County storm, and they went ahead and continued that Thomas County. So this is your first alert for Colby that is moving towards you. And then Cameron has been keeping you updated on the storm with the confirmed tornado. What was the phrasing, Cameron, for that tornado?
Large and dangerous tornado. I've seen, it sounds like it's a large cone now.
Large cone tornado still in progress. I mean, that's and it's hardly moving. Yeah, go ahead, Deb, David.
Yeah, I just talked to Nathan Kelly. He is up there by that exact tornado you were just talking about. Nathan, are you there? Nathan, are you on the phone? I was just talking to him. He actually called and said he has eyes on that tornado as we speak. He says Oberlin is 8 miles to the west, and he's south of McCook, if that makes sense. Nathan, are you there now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Nathan, describe where you are and what you're seeing.
I am 8 miles east of Oberlin and 4 miles south of what would be a direct east line of the tornado. It's on the ground. I can see the debris from the ground from here, and I'm every bit of 12 to 13 miles away from it.
Jay, do you want to ask him a couple questions?
Well, I noticed it's tracking to the northeast, so this is, it's already to the northwest of the city of Herndon, and it'll be crossing into Nebraska as that continues tracking. But so you're already seeing, I mean, you said what, 13 miles away, and you're seeing debris lofted?
Yes, I can see the cloud that would be the debris cloud at the base of the tornado. I can see it from here.
And are you stationary, or are you trying to get closer?
I'm stationary. I got close enough on Monday. I'm not doing that again.
He was the one that was in the pickup truck, Jay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I'm staying. My farm's a mile and a half east of me, and so I'm close enough.
That's fine, but 2 more and you get a merit badge. So I'm just letting you know that. So all right.
Jay, I do have a picture of that tornado. I'm going to tweet it out. Camera, if you can get that up.
Nathan, what's your situation? Were you actually needing to go somewhere right now, or were you wanting to do some storm chasing, believe it or not?
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you very clear. It looks like there's a second tornado trying to come down next to it.
And this is all going to be the same vicinity. I tell you what, while we talk to him on the phone, let's put Weather 1 up, and so we can show the position of the tornado while Nathan's talking about it. So you can go ahead and tell us what you got going on. But that is where the tornado is. This is northwest of Herndon, and he's viewing it. You got to remember, he's back over here, down over here, Oberlin. So he's got a view all the way into that part of the thunderstorm. That's how far away you're looking at it. And look at the velocity. I mean, this is still, Cameron was on top of it. This thing's spinning like a top. And you think that there's a second one being developed right now?
Yes. There's 2 spots of clouds that are dropping directly east of where the tornado itself is on the ground. Now, they're not spinning. They're not really like a funnel, but they sure are trying to.
All right, Cameron Venable just showed me another photograph. This is the wonderful world of digital we're in, is even though we can see some stuff in here and confirm what's going on, until we get permission or rights to broadcast it, we necessarily can't show it. But we definitely have not only the confirmation of Nathan.
My wife is standing right here next to me taking pictures and sending them to Deb. So if they're coming from her, you have all the rights in the world to share whatever you got.
Fantastic. Thank you for... All right. There you go. Yes, this is our first really active day that we've had in the wonderful world of social media, where we got to jump from platform to platform to platform to platform, and hey, I got a picture here, but I got to get it over there and get it over here to there in order to get it on TV. So that's part of the process that we're having to work through here. But this is a definitely confirmed tornado, and this storm hasn't been moving very much. So I'm assuming that the tornado really hasn't moved a lot from your vantage point, has it?
No. I mean, where it's at right now. I mean, I watched this storm build. I sent Deb a picture earlier. It looked like a nuclear explosion. I mean, it did. It had a very distinct cylindrical shape to it that went up, and then it disappeared up into the thunderheads. And it was 3 minutes after that McCook started getting tornado warnings. and then all of a sudden the entire thing was engulfed by all of the clouds, and it just ended up being a massive supercell. And then I happened to look up out of the shop, and I see this funnel trying to start come down. So we jumped in the pickup and drove again 1.5 miles. I'm staying a long ways away, and sitting here watching this thing. I mean, it's like a panoramic. It's not moving. It's staying in the same exact spot.
And yeah, and you can see on the radar here, I'm showing, while you were talking, Nathan, I'm showing everybody the radar. And the tornado is right around in here. And notice, this is a 30-minute loop. So even over the past 30 minutes, there's only been a little bit of a drifting to right here. So yeah, this is just, continuing to spin and spin and spin over the same spot. Last time we had a really slow mover like this was probably, got to go back to the Bennington tornado. But because of the high base, I'm assuming that you can see underneath the clouds very easily. That's why you got such great view of this at a distance.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It is daylight. It is daylight behind it. I mean, the sun's not even close to the horizon. And it is just, I got to be honest, it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
All right. We got the picture up. So, yes. You can see the high base there and the cone tornado. And you're going to hear us talk a lot about shapes. Shapes don't necessarily equal wind speed and equal severity, but they can be a bit of a tell. And so as a well-developed cone tornado, like we're seeing here, that's going to be a stronger tornado than what we call an elephant trunk or a very thin rope tornado, which literally looks like a piece of rope hanging down from the sky that you're moving around. So, yeah, we are seeing the photo, and I got to admit, you got a fantastic vantage point, even considering how many miles away you are.
Yeah, yes, I mean, it's a very. I see the different shapes that you're talking about. It's not a perfect cylinder. It's most definitely a funnel. I mean, it's much bigger at the top and it's little at the bottom. And I mean, it's been on the ground the entire time we've been on the phone. It has not gone back up. And just before y'all called, it's kind of wanting to maybe try and come up right now. I'm starting to see a little bit of daylight between the horizon and the base of the funnel.
All right, and as we go back over, thank you for sharing that with us, by the way. Okay, so here's where the tornado is being produced. It's nearly stationary, but notice this new thunderstorm starting to develop right out ahead of it. What's probably going to happen as this continues to mature a little bit, that this is probably going to steal some of the moisture that's flowing into here, plus it's going to disrupt the inflow into this storm. So once we kind of get this a little more healthier, this storm is probably going to disrupt the tornadogenesis process. So I wouldn't be surprised within the next 5 or 10 minutes as this takes off, gets a little more mature, we start bringing more of that rain-cooled air down to the surface, that the rain-cooled air starts flowing out of this storm and kind of messes up all the ingredients that we need to have to develop the tornado. Plus, you'll notice as this gets more mature, the storm's finally getting kicked off to the northeast here. And once this crosses the state line, that kind of moves out of KAKE land and gets more into the Hastings and North Platte television markets. We hand off right at the county line there. So we're only going to track the storm until that moment. So, Nathan, you still see it as in progress right now?
It's kind of got to where, well, actually it's now back down on the horizon. So it's not as wide as it has been since we've been on the phone. It's most definitely much thinner. But there's a substantial drop in clouds around where the funnel is trying to get bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. I mean, there's a lot of activity going on the east side of the actual tornado that's on the ground.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. And I tell you what, just hang on the phone with us for a little bit and kind of give us the play-by-play if it dissipates. I want to get everybody else spun up.
It's getting really thick. It's turning into the elephant trunk that you were mentioning.
Okay, so it's starting to get, instead of being wide at the top, it's starting to get skinny.
So that means it's spinning faster, correct? The velocity is getting higher?
I know you're talking about the conservation of angular momentum here, but I don't want to toss out too much physics to people at home. But it could also be just a weakening phase of what's going on. Okay. The fact that the funnel's getting smaller, we could start to be getting in a weakening phase of that too. But what you're saying is not incorrect. Sometimes you start bringing that in. The tighter can mean faster, but sometimes smaller, more rope can mean weakening phase too. So let's keep an eye on it.
I see what you're saying, because it's starting to get much thinner at the base and actually lift up off the ground.
Okay, so it's kind of
So if a guy were to drive by and look at it right now, it just looks like the rest of the little drops in the clouds, and it's gone. It's gone.
Okay, good. So the thunderstorm down to the south that we were talking about that's developing has interrupted the flow into that storm, and so you don't have a tornado anymore, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I cannot thank you enough. This was excellent, kind of play-by-play of the evolution of this tornado here. But so that's a tornado no longer, right, Nathan?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You no longer have a tornado, correct?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely had one, but we do not have any more.
Okay,
it's gone.
Excellent. It dissipated. Listen, thank you so much. Let's go back. Oh, Cam has got a picture of your tornado from just a few minutes ago. Cam?
Yeah, this is the same exact tornado. This is from Gavin Short, and he's a bit closer, and it gives you an idea. This cone tornado is definitely quite menacing. Look at the coloration, and this is a little funnel trying to get down on the other side. That's where it looked like it was trying to develop into a second tornado. But this is the same tornado that we just talked to Nathan, and he said that it has lifted. So starting to get more photos and hopefully some more video of that tornado. But it's good news that it seems like that tornado has dissipated. It's about to go into Nebraska, but there are still more tornado warnings out there. So we'll be watching for you. I'll send it back.
All right, so David, Deb, you got anything else for Nathan? Because that tornado dissipated, we can cut him loose here soon. So what do you want to do?
No, I just messaged him on Facebook, and he's going to send me some video so we can turn that and get that on the air. But wow, that's some amazing stuff.
All right, thanks a lot for sharing that with us. Nathan, you have a good day. All right, so now let's get back over to the tornado warning that's in effect for Ellsworth County. And Levi, are you still with us on the phone?
I am, yes.
Okay, Levi, update your position and what do you have from your vantage point?
I am pretty much at the intersection of K14 and K4, trying to decide what's the next play on which storm right now.
Okay, because you got the one to the north in Ellsworth that was a hail producer that quite frankly is not as impressive as it was. You got the new storm kind of going back up to the southwest that even though it's developing, it's not developing in a really menacing manner at this point, thank goodness. But from your vantage point, just verify, you're seeing nothing at all that would be indicative of any kind of tornado threat being imminent, correct?
Yeah, I'm just seeing a wall of rain pretty much.
Okay, just seeing a wall of rain. I'm curious, any luck on getting Levi's stream up? Nope, okay, all right. We keep trying, Levi. We keep trying. We had your stream earlier. It was so good. We keep trying. So basically, we've got the severe thunderstorm warning, which includes the city of Lincoln. So from Lincoln all the way down through Ellsworth. And the other severe thunderstorm warning for Russell County down into Barton County. Now, the good news is this was issued initially for 2 thunderstorms. The one that's moving towards Lucas, that is right now dissipating. No longer a big hail threat, heavy rain, some gusty winds. The other thunderstorm that was issued for the large hail threat was what was moving along 281 right at the Barton-Russell line, tracking over towards Wilson. That hail threat has settled down. The big hail threat that was moving into the city of Ellsworth, it's still quarter plus probably at this time, but the hail is not as large as what we were concerned about earlier. Just, 10, 15 minutes ago, it was probably easy larger than, golf balls. We've had some tennis ball earlier today, but notice how that has settled down a little bit. So very heavy rain, the potential for localized flooding like we've already seen in Hayes. And then you got the new thunderstorm development from Dubuque all the way down to Holyrood. And if this continues to get a little stronger, I do expect another severe thunderstorm warning to be issued, including maybe even Geneseo at this point.
I think we got Levi's stream.
Okay. Oh, we got Levi's stream. Let's go back. So. Let's put Levi's stream up. And so he's at the intersection of K4 and K14. Oh, there we go. It's a little intermittent, but we have it. Which way is your stream pointing, Levi?
I am currently facing north right now.
Okay, so you're facing north. So we're looking northbound along K14, sitting right near Geneseo there at the intersection with K4, correct?
Yes.
And basically, this part of the thunderstorm you're looking at is going away from you, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and then you're looking at the new development, which may be catching up to you. It looks like even around Bushton and back to your west on K4, you got pretty solid storm development at this point in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that right to my west. Yep.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. I know you're going to make a decision here pretty soon. Once you do, let us know what's going on. In the meantime, we have severe thunderstorm warnings in progress in western Kansas. Let's go over to Cameron Venable.
All right, we're taking a look right here at these severe thunderstorm warnings, and this is for Logan and Thomas County. So you can see it went through Russell Springs, a little bit of quarter-size hail. So these storms are racing off to the north at about 40. Looks like another hail report near Winona right there. But this is going to go up towards Colby. Now, this is nothing like the massive hail you guys had this morning, so don't worry about that. But these are just moving a lot faster than everything else. The stuff off to the east, the I-70 corridor, that's been kind of just moving off to the east at a slow rate. Then, of course, we track that confirmed tornado up in Rawlins County was nearly stationary, moving northeast at about 10. So these are moving much faster, not as severe. And one thing I'm really liking on the radar right now is if you look right here, you can see these little blue lines. Those are outflow boundaries. That means that these storms are throwing out a bunch of cool air. And typically that means that the supercell process, the tornado process, is kind of done, at least for a while, unless it cycles again. So it's nice to see it throwing outflow boundaries on both of these storms. It gives you an idea that these probably won't be as bad. But keep in mind, we're really watching up towards Nebraska, even Colorado, northwest Kansas. That's where the next play will start. And that's the tornado watch that we've been talking about for a while. That's going to be the tornado watch, a PDS, particularly dangerous situation tornado watch, till 2 a.m. tonight. So it gives you an idea. We've already had this in play. We've had a little bit up here, but pretty much everyone's in play for the possibility of several tornadoes. Some could be strong. We've seen some pretty large tornadoes so far. 4-inch diameter hail, we've already had that. Maybe 80-mile-per-hour winds with some of these storms. So that gives you an idea. The show, unfortunately, is far from over, but we will keep you posted. I'll send it over to Jet.
All right, here's the big picture. Just kind of reset the scene. You saw where the tornado watch is. It's for the majority of KAKE land. You got the tornado that we had earlier, and thank you, Nathan, for being live on the phone. As that dissipated, we showed you the video, we showed you the photos. That threat is moving out of KAKE land. Cameron just showed you the severe thunderstorms at this point that are moving towards Colby and down into Logan County. We had the cluster of thunderstorms, and earlier this cluster was responsible for at least 2 tornadoes in Ellis County. Both of them were either south or southeast of the city of Hayes. And at this point, we talked to the emergency manager. There was no damage reported from those. Now, the first one around 3 o'clock was the more significant of the two. That was a cone tornado, more of a classic tornado. The second one was a little weak rope elephant trunk tornado. That lasted only briefly and was live on our KAKE First Alert Storm Tracker, Levi Ward, on his stream, and that dissipated. So this cluster we're going to watch. Once you get up now from Lincoln County to this is more rain and hail. Any new tornado development, we're going to be more concerned on the southern flanks of these storms. And even though there's not a lot of thunderstorms across western Kansas now, we have a lid in the atmosphere, and nature is trying to erode the lid. And wherever nature is successful in eroding that lid, we will quickly develop thunderstorms. And with the spin in the atmosphere, that's when we'll have that tornado threat. So I know you're looking at the radar and saying, how come, there's not a lot of coverage here? More storms are going to develop, and it's only going to be, even southwest Kansas, maybe a handful. But it's those handful that can take advantage of the atmosphere and be potentially destructive. Again, it's an if thing. Anytime when it comes to a cap you got to erode through, you got to count on whether or not it's going to go, so we're still kind of playing watch and wait, but the risk window is open now. This is still ongoing in terms of a wind and hail threat from Lincoln all the way down through the city of Ellsworth. I know that there is a tornado warning still in effect for parts of Ellsworth County. There's no imminent tornado threat at the current time. Here you go from Lincoln all the way down to the city of Ellsworth. There's your hail core, and that continues to track over towards, eventually it's getting into Salina. Matter of fact, that reminds me, let's go live. Tell you what, KAKE News at 6 was scheduled to start at the top of the hour. Thank you, Ellen. So I'll tell you what, at this point, because there's no evidence of a tornado in progress within KAKE land, let's kind of shift gears a little bit. We'll get you into a 6 o'clock newscast, but it's going to be very fluid where, going to be a lot of weather and all that. We'll get you spun up hopefully on the rest of the news of the day too, but here we are live from Salina, just looking off to that thunderstorm that's in Ellsworth County as that continues. Cam, give you a quick update, and then we're going to go to the news.
All right, I just want to give an update of kind of the storm reports we've seen so far. If we take a look at the camera, Studio 5. There we are. Okay, so we've been talking about all these storms near Hayes, Victoria, Russell, Bunker Hill. So it gives you an idea. All the hail, a lot of this hail south of Hayes, that was 4-inch diameter hail. That's softball plus. It's very, very large hail. Flooding, Victoria is where we had one of the tornadoes. And then we had another elephant trunk tornado, a similar spot. Then we had more just hail and wind and flooding in Russell. And we've had a series of funnel clouds with that current tornado warning, but haven't really seen too much. Then, of course, we have this right here, Winona, Russell Springs, just been some hail. All this hail was from this morning with a beautiful supercell in northwest Kansas. And then finally, we had the tornado up in Rawlins County. It looks like it did put down another tornado as it crossed into Nebraska. So that's the severe weather we've seen so far, but there is more on the way. So we will definitely keep you posted, and I'll send it back to Jay.
All right, so I tell you what, we're coming up on 6 o'clock. If you want to count me in, we can roll the open and start kind of a newscast here. Obviously, when it comes to the weather, we'll be kind of scrambling as we go here to get some graphics together. But we don't have any tornado at the current time. The tornado warning, I believe that one's set to expire at 6 o'clock for Ellsworth County. Anyway, yes, it's set to expire at 6 o'clock, and we don't see any indications of a tornado imminent. So we can kind of get our act regrouped. But right near Cheyenne Bottoms, I'm going to be watching that southern flank of the storm to see if any kind of rotation starts up. So